Man, what's good, fam? Man, look, I've been going through a lot. Having a few debates. What up, Keon? I see you, fam. Ebo Sosa, Lady S, salute Lady S. You know what I'm saying? Chakra King Black, Trinity Time Travels, who's always first. Handling Jones. We're simulcasting at both the home of the official YT Purge as well as Auntie's the Boiler Room. So please feel free to like, share, subscribe. Hit the Cash App notification bell if you like. Um, oof, we're gonna kind of get right into this. Matter of fact, let me jump right into this. We're gonna gift a few memberships. I'm gonna do this in the beginning. Hold up, we're gonna do that at the home of the official YT Purge. Let me do that. So whoever's there, and even if you're not there, see what you get. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Shout out to the new members there. You know what I'm saying? They gave us a few of those. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate that. Look, Carmelo Anthony. You know what I'm saying? The 17-year-old that I'm not even gonna say allegedly, he definitely did stab a Caucasian male in the chest, and it was a fatal stab wound. This was about a year ago. I reported on this, last year, right? And you know, I said I didn't like the way the lawyers were handling things from the beginning. Um, as far as the railroading aspect of it, look, that's a dead white boy in the state of Texas, so off rip. Things were, as far as I was concerned, were done extremely unfairly. Now, I don't want people to confuse me not not condoning an infringement on this boy's rights to having an issue with this verdict, right here. And I think people were already trying to acquit or even presume guilt ahead of time. And I thought in America, that's not really how we do things here. You have a right to due process. You have a trial by jury. You have a right to due process, a right to a trial by jury, and you have a right to bond. When he was initially offered not offered, but issued $1 million bond, that was really an infringement upon his rights. You know, that was an infringement upon his rights. So when the bond was reduced to 250,000, I think a lot of people thought like that right there was a win. Which I mean, it was a win because they clearly there was an infringement upon his rights. But the court system is going to be the court system. In the United States of America, and at the end of the day, you got a dead white boy. You got a dead white boy with a fatal stab wound to the chest. And I had this question on Izzy Bands yesterday, and when you're on trial, okay, and it's a question, did you do it? Did you not do it? Then yeah, in that situation, there's no reason why the witness should take the stand. Or not the witness, but why the defendant should take the stand. That I can agree with. And I'm not a legal professional, but in a situation like this where you're trying to prove self-defense, in a state in which, yes, it stands your ground, but the force used to defend yourself must be proportionate to the threat. I don't see how you can do that when you use lethal force against an unarmed person without allowing your defendant to take the stand and explain their side. That's one thing. Number two, I would like to know why there was not a plea deal offered to this young man. Like, again, right here, there's no question whether or not he stabbed this, this Caucasian boy in the chest. Like, he did. He did it. The only question was it in self-defense? Was it not in self-defense? Like, a plea deal to a lesser charge should have been on the table for him. That's one thing. And another thing, as far as the case that was presented by the attorneys, I think they did a horrible job presenting a case for self-defense. with the witnesses that were allowed to be called, the line of questioning, what was allowed as far as questioning was concerned, you know, they just really didn't do much in this boy's defense. So I'm not surprised that a 35-year sentence was issued, and it wasn't issued very long after the verdict came through, and the verdict didn't take very long to come in. I think the verdict was in less than 3 hours. And then we have an issue with the defense as far as jury selection. So, in my opinion, all of this falls onto the lawyers. All of this falls on the lawyers. I believe they dropped the ball on that. And when you're saying that the lawyers dropped the ball on it, even though that's something that I'm saying, and the panel's open, if anybody wants to come up, I'm going to drop the link and drop it again. And drop it again. I'll be dropping it throughout the course of the show. Moderators, you can feel free to drop it because I'd like to hear what it is that you guys have to say about it. Because, a lot of people, brought the race up, as an issue. They brought the race of the jurors as an issue. And look, over the course of the last year, I've talked to multiple people. And I can even understand, just not just as a citizen, but as a father, and a father of a black boy that's approximately Carmelo Anthony's age and the age of Austin Metcalf. Like, I don't think that really makes as much of a difference as people think it is in this particular case. Like, this isn't a case when you're talking about police brutality. This isn't a case where you're talking about like possible affiliated gang violence or any of that stuff. You're talking about children right here. So again, I don't think people understand what goes on in that juror's deliberation room. And, jurors have specific instructions as far as what they're supposed to take into account and what charges, are there. So right here, it was, first degree M, unaliving. First degree, right here. And if that's the only thing on the table, they found that boy guilty. And based on the evidence that I've heard, testimony that I've heard, seen, all of this stuff. Forget what social media influencers say, because I know a lot of them are biased. They have to cater to a constituency, what I'm saying, a subscriber base, a comment thread. They're doing what they got to do for the algorithm. Whatever. I'm not going to say all of them are wrong. I'm not going to say a bunch of them are right. Whatever. But, that really didn't mean to what I listened to, objectively. And I didn't see that boy having a chance of walking out of that courtroom, free with a self-defense case. Because at the end of the day, you bring a knife to a track meet. And, there's like somebody puts their hands on you, even if they punch you in the face, in the state of Texas, the law says, the threat or the use of force used to defend yourself has to be proportionate to the threat. So is there a reason to use lethal force at a school function with 50, 60, 100 people around? It's going to be tough to prove. Like, it's going to be extremely tough to prove. And I know people like to say that the burden of proof is usually put on the prosecution. Yeah, that's the case if it's a question of whether or not you did it. But this isn't a situation like Travis Rudolph. Also in the state of Florida, where you had the Castle Doctrine to back you up. This isn't the case, of George Zimmerman in the state of Florida, where you also have like, pictures of you bloody and bruised because you got beat up like hell by this 16-year-old. Like, you got the shit beat out of you. You know, this is a situation where you got shoved at a track meet, and now, there's a person that's no longer with us, that's deceased as a result of the knife that you put into their chest. Do I think that it's right? Do I think somebody has a right to put? Look. I believe everybody. You keep your hands to yourself, and this wouldn't happen. I'm a firm believer in that. Do I think anybody should just let somebody else put their hands on them? Absolutely not. But right here, I gotta say, I'm not surprised about a conviction, and I'm not surprised at a 35-year sentence. What I am surprised about is, number one, that boy didn't take the stand. All right. Number two, the defense actually has a say-so in the jurors selected, and you selected jurors that were able to come back with a verdict. Within 3 hours, 3 hours and change or so. And there was no plea deal for a lesser charge on the table. This, I'm not gonna say I put it 100%, on the attorneys, because Carmelo Anthony brought a knife to a track meet. That kind of is what it is. You brought a knife to a track meet and you used it. But as far as those other things, juror selection, the case that was presented, as well as the fact that there is no plea deal, that I got to put on the attorneys. I don't really see anything other than that. Now, for me saying that, I done been called all types of coons and, left hand, right hand of white supremacy and all types of things. I'm like, I mean, it's pretty clear cut. I see right here, like this is clear cut. This is a tough, this is just a tough one to walk from. And I don't care what the race is of jurors that you have. So if you're trying to prove, or at least show, create some kind of doubt, whatever the case may be, that you acted and you only acted in self-defense, I don't see how you can prove that case without putting your defendant on the stand to explain their side and their recollection of events, because all you have is a bunch of kids that are not neutral, a bunch of kids that went to the same school, were friends. Some of them even saw Austin Metcalf as a protector or a sympathy. They were able to give their side. I think the defendant has to be able to give their side too. So I think that the defense attorneys really did drop the ball on this, and they played roulette with this boy's freedom. Now, to be honest with you, I don't think there was there was very little to no chance, especially after hearing, or reading the court transcripts, listening to them, hearing just testimony from people, listening to the body camera footage, watching the body camera footage of what he said afterwards, all of those things. Like, there was very little chance of him walking out of there. So if I got to put it on the defense attorneys, that's when I got to put this on Carmelo Anthony's parents too. Because it's up to you guys as parents, who you allow to defend your child in court. Now, I'm not saying there's another lawyer that could have got him off. I think it's too tall of a task. I don't think it's going to happen. Right here. I didn't think it was going to happen in the first place. I said this about a year ago. But if there is a chance that you can get this boy out of prison before he turns 35 years old, that has to be on the table. Because at that point, you know, he would have a good portion of his life in front of him. And I know a lot of people are like, well, why should he have to do any time? That doesn't make sense. I'm like, I'll tell you why. Because there's a dead 17-year-old or 18-year-old, however old, you know, Austin Metcalf was. And he's dead because of a fatal stab wound to the chest. Somebody is going to be held accountable for that, especially when he was unarmed at the time. On school grounds. Like, this is a tough case to prove. So people want to bring up all of the hypotheticals. People want to bring up George Zimmerman. People want to bring up Kyle Rittenhouse. People want to bring up O.J. Simpson. People want to bring up all types of other things. I'm like, that really has nothing to do with this situation right here. But hey, we'll get into it.
I am being told that now there is someone ready to speak to the cameras. I'm not exactly sure who that might be. Do we know who it is, or can we at least bring up the picture that shows who might be ready to speak to reporters there inside the Collin County Courthouse? Let's see. Okay, let's take a listen.
Worked. And today, the process delivered accountability. We are grateful to this jury, and we are grateful that the good citizens of Collin County had an opportunity to weigh in on this case. I'm proud of the exceptional work of Bill Werski and our team of prosecutors, DA investigators, and victim advocates, and all the good and outstanding men and women of the Collin County District Attorney's Office. We thank all the parents and their brave kids who did the right thing. Despite the trauma of witnessing the senseless murder at a school track meet, they cooperated fully and testified truthfully. Their courage was essential to securing justice in this case. I'm especially honored to be joined here today by Jeff and Megan Metcalf and their son Hunter. Their strength and grace through this has been their strength and grace throughout this unimaginable journey has been inspiring. They won't be taking questions at this time, but their presence here speaks volumes about their commitment to seeking justice for Austin. I want to thank Judge Rhodes for presiding over this trial with fairness and efficiency. I want to thank Frisco PD for their investigation. I want to thank the Collin County Sheriff's Office led by Sheriff Skinner for providing the security for the courthouse. I want to thank all law enforcement throughout the county for making this a safe trial for everyone. This verdict sends a clear message. Violence like this won't be tolerated in our Collin County community, and we remain committed to protecting our schools and standing with victims and their families. Thank you. Okay, that's it. All right.
Okay.
Take care, sir. Thank you, sir. Cool.
Okay, that was Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis. And that's a hug with Austin Metcalf's mother. Standing directly next to him as he addressed the media was Hunter Metcalf. You see him there in the center of your screen. What an emotional time this has been for this family. Greg Willis read a statement. Again, the Collin County District Attorney. He has been in court all day, every day. He has watched this entire trial. He complimented the judge for fairness and efficiency, but he also complimented that family right there, the Metcalfs, for what he called strength and grace. He said he was grateful for the jurors in this case. He also said violence will not be tolerated in their schools there in Collin County. And again, that's what this was. There was a stabbing at a track meet, a high school track meet. You had so many things that bled in here because you had teenagers, rival high schools, the emotions, the hormones of being young men. You had race, which again, they repeated over and over in court that race was not at play here. But the people who watched this case from the outside tried repeatedly to make it about race.
Yeah. And that's something that I didn't like. And I know some people had issues with me. Look, I can see it from the perspective of a parent, you know, and I can understand, things from, Carmelo Anthony's parents' perspective, and I got empathy for them because I don't believe that they raised a criminal, a thug, just a violent person at all. I don't think so. But that their son is on trial, for M1, deletion one. I can't use the M word. So my empathy goes out to them and what they're dealing with, what their entire family's dealing with.
Auntie, it's the purge, baby. Real quick. Hey everybody, what's going on? I have very bad feelings about these people. So I'm gonna say it like this. Y'all just remember Emmett Till. I don't care how much privilege you got, how much power you got, or think you have, how much status and all that other BS that y'all be saying. They still look at you as a tree ornament, okay? And I'm gonna leave it at that. But love you, Auntie. Purge. I think we need another purge for this. This is what we
Yeah,
need a purge for. Cause it's child. Let me get off here. I
yeah.
don't want to get your channel messed up because I'm
No,
very
no,
upset.
no, you're good. It won't be for a while. Yeah, we ain't doing the purge thing for a minute. It's gonna be definitely gonna be a few months before we do another one of those. Um, but like I said, it's a sad situation, for everybody involved. At the same time, I can't BS like I there's no way that I'm not gonna have empathy for a parent that had to bury their child, you know, like for real. Um, like, and I get it. Everybody should be keeping their hands to themselves. All of those things. Do you have the right to put your hands on this boy? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It took
But
jurors
at the
less
same
than three.
time, you know, people want to politicize this. People want to racialize it. It's just a sad situation either way. A situation that escalated, went way out of hand. I do not believe that Carmelo Anthony, intended to unalive, Austin Metcalf at all, but he did. And because he did intend to put a knife in the Austin Metcalf's chest, and that, that led to his unaliving. And the law in Texas says that, even to defend yourself, the use of force or the force that's used has to be proportionate to the threat or the perceived threat. It's pretty tough to prove that your life was in danger there. Like, I don't see any justification for lethal force. So there are a lot of issues that I have, but the more issues that I have, it's not with the verdict, it's not with the judge, it's not with the sentencing, it's with the defense attorneys in general. Right there. The fact that even a lesser charge is not even on the table for this boy. That's what I don't think is right. So, in my opinion, and this is something that you're not going to get from most of these other channels, because everything got to be black, it got to be white, it got to be one side, it got to be the other. I'm like, there's no question on whether or not he did it. Yeah, he did it. Wasn't in self-defense. That's tough to prove. And I know the law says to innocent till proven guilty, but the time when that area becomes extremely gray is when it's pretty clear cut that you did it, but yet you're trying to say you did it in self-defense. That's kind of when the burden of proof really does fall on the defense. And it doesn't sound, I mean, it may sound crazy to a lot of y'all because I know y'all watch a lot of Law and Order and stuff, but it's kind of the way it is because there's no question on whether or not you did it. You did it. Did you do it in self-defense? Now you got to prove that you did. It's tough. You're trying to get 12 jurors to say, yeah, this was self-defense. It's not a, well, did he do it? Did he not? Yeah, well, they created a reasonable doubt and all of that. Nah, man. And then you got the proportionality aspect of it. So, I mean, I believe, you know, he was pretty much cooked as soon as he had to stand trial, you know, by a jury of his peers, which is just citizens, you know, in Collin County, you know, in Texas. He was cooked. So that's all I'm saying. Because I don't believe that he meant to unalive him. The boy was 17 years old at the time. No priors. What up, Truth? Here, I'm gonna just finish this real quick. Yeah, 17, no priors. I'm like, you know, that I would like to see a deal on the table as far as can he possibly plea out to this, you know, just plea out to this, and then we get a lesser charge, and hopefully we get that boy home in like 12 years, because second degree, you know, manslaughter comes with 2 to 20 years. You know, can we get him out, or can we get 15 years? Possibly get him out in somewhere between 10 and 12, and then he gets out when he's 30 or something. I mean, bro, if I don't even have that option, I think I need another lawyer. That's it. You know, because this is tough, and that's an uncomfortable conversation that a parent. That's why I empathize with Carmelo Anthony's family, because that's a very uncomfortable conversation that you got to have with your son. You know, we're gonna be here for you. We're gonna be here with you. You know, we're not gonna. I promise you, we won't miss a visit. We won't miss a holiday. We'll do everything we can to get you straight. But you made a mistake, and no, your mistake wasn't defending yourself. You know, your mistake wasn't not allowing somebody to just put their hands on you and think they can get away with it. Your mistake was bringing that knife to that track meet and using it. And unfortunately, you know, this mistake is likely going to cost you your 20s, at least. But unfortunately, because they decided to roll the dice with the judicial system and the court of Collin County, you know, in the state of Texas, you know, now it's going to cost him his 20s, his 30s, and his 40s. What up, Truth? You on mute, bro.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
What's going on, big dog? What you got to say about this, bro? You got the whole floor.
Not too much. I came over here to speak to you because one thing I know you do is you're thorough with your research. And usually when you produce some of this journalism, it's authentic. And I'm trying to figure out what part of it do you think is not true and what information do you have?
Okay, what do you mean as far as what's not true? Because I don't really listen to what people say on social media. I heard the court transcript.
Okay.
I heard the court transcript. Which came with the witness testimony and stuff like that. And you know, the facts are the facts. No, there was nobody other than Austin Metcalf that put, you know, that was involved as far as, you know, that was physically involved in it. Some people tried to say there was footage of him being jumped or something like that. It's nothing that corroborated that, like nothing. No witnesses that said it. There was no CCTV footage that stated that, and even his statement when it came to you know, pretty much, you know, when he ran away and pretty much like, approached the cop or allowed the cop to approach him. He said he put his hands on me. He didn't say they put their hands on me. He didn't say they. He didn't say them. He didn't say anything that even mentioned maybe multiple people. So like I said, it's just I don't like in the state of Texas when you're talking about proportionality, which is pretty much the biggest thing when you're trying to prove self-defense. Proportionality. I don't see how you can justify using lethal force here, like in a court of law, and now trying to convince jurors of it. That's it. It's not about what I believe is right and wrong. It's really just about like that you got jurors in the deliberation room, bro, and they got specific instructions.
Okay, but hey, so I was right on the money. Everything you got is authentically from the transcripts and
Yeah.
yeah. So hey, we lock and step.
But I can tell you this much truth. But before I go, and I said this, I don't like like I said, I put the fact that this boy is about to do 35 years. I put this on the defense. I put it on the defense. I don't understand that. I was always taught that a good lawyer knows the law. The right lawyer, a great lawyer, knows the damn judge. That's what it is, man. And this is America. Your lawyer got to be able to make some damn deals, man. Especially when the odds are stacked against you. So the fact that there wasn't a plea to a lesser charge even on the table, number one. Number two, the fact that your jury came back with a verdict in like 3 hours. That tells me that what did you put into like jury selection right there? Like you got to at least have one juror in there that's gonna put up a fight to at least, because look, jurors notice when they're selected. The longer it takes them to deliberate, the more it goes in our favor. The quicker the verdict comes back, the less it's in our favor. So do you have at least one juror in there that's gonna fight for you? 1 to 2. You got a verdict too damn quick right here. And the defense is going to have some say-so in juror selection. That's another thing. And then just the case that's presented. I don't like it. I don't see how you like. Okay, so the threat of the force used to defend oneself when you're trying to make the case of self-defense in the state of Texas has to be proportionate to the threat. How can you prove this or even create a question about it without putting your witness on your defendant on the stand? I know it sounds like a Hail Mary, and I know we're not really used to seeing defendants in cases like this take the stand. I just think in this situation, you have to, because of the eyewitnesses that are actually taking the stand. You're gonna need the jury to be able to see a side other than theirs.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It's a Hail Mary, don't get me wrong, but I think you have to throw it.
Yeah, well, especially at the position they was in. The only problem was, so first and foremost, I don't know if you know, but it was a plea deal on the table.
Say that again?
It was a plea deal on the table.
Okay, I want to hear it. Let's go. Because I didn't see anything official with that. I looked it up. They said there was nothing official on record, but I want to hear it.
So what happened was, before they went to say, I want to take it to trial, he was offered a plea deal.
Hold up, but before you go, Troop, don't forget this. I want to address this comment. Shout out to Butterfly Voice. I agree with her 100% because that's what I said. Like a plea to a lesser charge. Before you go, I would have seen manslaughter, you know what I'm saying, as a charge. I think you probably would have had to get a plea for it, but that 35 years ain't even on the table for that. Second degree, you could have got him out in like 15 tops when it came to that. That's 2 to 20. You could have got 15 years. Could have got him out in 12. Like that right there. She said there's no win here. One family buried their son and the other lost theirs for 35 years. I agree 100%. That's why I'm having a tough time arguing with these folks online because they're like, oh, this white boy. I'm like, man, I empathize with both families involved with this. Primarily, believe it or not, whether people like it or not, the ones that had to bury their damn son. Because I could just, because you, in a situation like that, you could be like, if you're a parent, you understand that you could have been on either side of that. When your kid goes to a school function, you can be on either side of that. You know, so my condolences to the family that had to bury their son. Definitely my sympathy and empathy goes out to them, but my empathy goes out to Carmelo Anthony's family, because I don't believe that they raised a thug or just a violent kid. But kids do shit, and it's just a sad situation. But my bad. Go ahead. You was telling us about the plea.
Yeah, so they had a plea on the table that they had negotiated. They said no. They want to go for the self-defense.
You know what the plea? Was? Because keep in mind, right? Check this out.
No, that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm explaining. They didn't give the specs when they asked the defense. When they asked the defense, was it something else on the table? They said yes, but he didn't want it. He wanted to go to trial. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because everybody's upset at the years. The way the court system works, for those that have never been in trouble with the law or have never actually been inside an actual courtroom or no lawyers or things like that, the way the system works, when the state give you a plea deal, it's not because they like you. They are. It's like a quid pro quo. It's something that they give just to show good faith. Just to show good faith, so that they can get the automatic win.
Yeah, I'm about to say they trying to save taxpayer dollars and slam dunk this shit. Yeah,
exactly. So they're trying to get the automatic win. They feel as though when you deny them of that, you're spitting in their face. And they always tell you, you want to take it to trial? And they tell you straight up, okay, you know what? We're going to fuck you up. See you in court.
Yeah.
They tell you that. They tell the other attorney.
I mean, you got the option to fold or lose your stack. I mean, it's pretty simple.
Yes.
That's it, bro. You can fold and keep what you got left, or you can fucking keep coming, and I'm gonna fucking break you.
Yes. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what they told his lawyer. If we have to go to trial, because we both know right now, the evidence is pretty much everything is stacked against you. Is a 10 out of 10. We are going to win this case. You're going to jail.
And truth. You know, I reported on this a year ago. I said this shit then. Yes. You remember that shit? I was like, bro. I mean, if there's a plea deal offered, bro, and you can get that boy home before he's 35, you gotta consider that shit, man. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, my exact words were, that's just an uncomfortable conversation I would have to have with my son.
Yes. So that situation was there. I'm trying to tell you that's the reason why. Once they take it to trial,
I might not be here in 35 years. I might not be able to help. Me and your mom might not be here to help you through this shit in 35 years. You know? Yeah. Like that. That's a tough conversation. That's why I empathize with that family, man. His family. Of course, the family of the deceased. I empathize with them too. So I was like, that's why I know people want to bring up race and shit, man. But I'm like, these are kids, man.
Yeah, so that's why I'm trying to tell people, because they're not looking at the whole picture. They mad at the defense. The defense knew they was not going to win. What he was trying to do was get no jail time. He was not trying to go to jail.
Yeah,
That's what
bro, that's what I said. I said that when I was on Taz's a minute ago. I'm like,
yeah.
bro, this looked like a fucking ambulance chasing fucking lawyer that was trying to bump up his damn resume with a sales pitch.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you how he was able to sell them was by getting that goddamn bond reduced.
Yep.
And a rookie right out of law school could have got that goddamn bond reduced, bro.
So this is
Could have got, because you remember it went down from $1 million to 250,000. So
Yeah.
once he got that one, once he gave him the pitch on getting the bond reduced, saving the GoFundMe money, other than that, you ain't really got no goddamn case. So, I mean, I just, bro, I didn't see. I just didn't see this boy. Like, I'm like, this boy facing 40, because that's the way I saw it. So 35, when people said 35, when I saw 35, I was like, yeah,
bro.
because he was facing fucking, he was facing 40, 45.
Yeah. So in the state of Texas, and this is why I'm trying to explain to people, because like you said, we followed it from the beginning, and I forgot I did it with you too. I did it with you. I did it with Sal. We've been tracking this thing from the beginning. This is what I'm trying to tell people. When we read the initial police arrest report, we all said he was screwed from that day forward. We said he's done.
Because remember, I also brought up Texas state law. I got
Yes.
interpretations from multiple attorneys, and I'm
Yes.
like, dude, bro, I've served on a jury before, and I've served on multiple mock juries, dude. And
Mhm.
bro, you got specific instructions in there. So all that, oh, you didn't have any black jury, that shit don't mean shit, man.
I'm trying to tell him. So after that part,
That shit don't mean shit. You could have had 3-4 niggas in there, bro. That boy was going in.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell people. He remember this, and I try to tell people this part. I said that initial arrest record shows.
Yeah, even if you hang the jury, they bring this shit back up.
Yes.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Even if you hang the jury, which is that's the only thing that people are hoping for when they saying, oh, you can't have an all-white jury. Bro, what, you gonna get a hung jury? This shit about to come back to court.
And the biggest problem,
That ain't no acquittal. You need an acquittal to end this shit.
yeah, yep. Everybody, the biggest part everybody not realizing is it was the initial arrest record. It's two things in there. One, he said fervently and confidently, it's not alleged, I did that shit. You know how we say
exact? No, that's exact words. Quote. Yeah.
Yeah. You know how we say that line? If I said it, you ain't got word. No, I did that shit. If they say I did it, I did that shit.
No, when the cop said I have the alleged perpetrator here, he said the cop said something like that, but he used the word alleged, and he said I'm not alleged, I did it.
Yeah.
It was
so that's number one, because I want you guys to think about this. And then number two,
even though he could have said whatever, too many witnesses that know he did it. Like,
yeah. So number two,
that's as good as being on camera.
Facts. Exactly. It's an open testimony. It's right there. It's plain as day. There's no even discrepancy. And then the second thing he said, do I have enough for self-defense? He asked the cop that. But how do y'all think these two things make you look innocent? Please explain that.
But okay, so this is something that I got into with Blanco, because he's when I ask people the question, I'm like, do you think he should take the stand? And this is when the prosecution rests, and everybody was like, no, that's crazy, and I'm like, I know we're not used to seeing defendants take the stand, and I get it. Usually that will break a case, but right now you're trying to establish proportionality to the perceived threat. So right now, I don't know how you can even make that case to a jury without him being able to give his recollection of the events. Like, like the jury needs to know how scared he was, and what he saw, and how do you do that without him explaining? Because like none of the witnesses are going to be on his side right here. Nobody's going to corroborate that. They're all partial. So unless you can discredit those witnesses, it's just a tough case to prove, bro. That's all I would say. It's a tough case to prove, and I'm not saying what's right and wrong, man. I'm thinking from the perspective of a parent, because I get it, man. Kids make mistakes. Look, I got into all types of scuffles. I used to walk with a blade, bro. Like for real. I grew up in that time, and I thank my lucky stars, bro. Shit ain't escalating. I ain't just do some quick shit to get my ass, you know what I'm saying, on trial or some shit like that. And I'm pretty sure, you know, a lot of people's kids be walking with damn blades and shit, and you don't fucking know it. Shit happens, but what can you do to get that boy out? And he still got his 30s, man.
Yeah.
Because this looks like he's facing 40.
Yeah, look what the butter, because I'm gonna get to that 40 too. Look at what Butterfly Voice said. She said, "Where?" Tell her where that's at.
Hold up. She said, "Where was it? What state?"
She said, "Amago Day, where did you see?" He asked the cop, "Do I have enough for the?"
Oh no, that's on that's on the body camera. The body camera transcript, and we saw the body camera video. Like I'm not even gonna pull that shit up. That shit open and shut. Like that we saw that last year. That came out immediately.
See, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all just coming in. We've been following this the whole time.
Yeah.
The whole entire time.
No, hey, and I'm not disagreeing with you, Astro Bailey. I'm just saying his defense for this particular case right here, his defense didn't do a good job of presenting any of this stuff that we saying. Like you got to be able to bring up the state of Texas versus, you know, Allison or whatever. You know, this is what the hell happened. Boom, boom, boom. Like you got to be able to reference this shit. I'm not an attorney. I can't tell you that. I'm just saying. Like this is about the attorney. I'm not disagreeing. I would have, man. I just feel I just feel bad because I couldn't imagine this shit, bro. Like this is a tough conversation to have with your kid if you're Carmelo's dad and mom. Like this is just a tough fucking conversation to have.
But the worst part is this, Aunt. You said
you're not getting out until you're 50.
Yeah, you said something about 40 years.
Yeah, that's what he was facing.
Right. No, I'm about to tell you what he's facing. I'm about to tell you what he's facing. He got charged with murder 1. He got charged with murder 1. First degree murder. First degree murder in Texas is not 40 years. It's 5 to 99 to life.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I said this. I didn't think they weren't gonna push to maximum. I had a feeling they were gonna go for 40 to like they were gonna go for between 35 and 45. So I just looked in the middle, and I said this on the other streams. I was like, look, he's facing 40. He's facing 40.
Okay. Yeah.
So when the judge, because he's 17, he was 17 years old at the time. The judge isn't gonna give him the whole life. But if he is convicted of M1, he's looking at 45. But like he's looking at anywhere between 40 and 45. So 35. It's standard because you got a conviction here.
So the person that they got to help them in the defense, I don't know if y'all know who that is, but I'm gonna tell you that. That is the friend of a very prominent lawyer. I forgot her name, but she's very well known and she wins. She put her friend on to the case. So what happened was, once again, I told y'all there was a plea. He, like I told you, he said self-defense when he first did it. They said, no, we're going for that. It was in self-defense. This is what his parents is telling him to do. This is what he is doing, and they're raising money for this type of stuff.
I told you, look, I put it on the parents and the attorneys, and I don't expect the parents to know the law. They're not lawyers and stuff like that. But I don't have to be a genius or a law professional to know I need a lawyer that's gonna come back to me with some goddamn options. I'm just that's all I'm saying. It shouldn't be, look, you either walking out the courtroom, or you're facing 40. Like,
Mhm.
like if those are my only options, you're fired. That's all I'm saying. You're fired.
Yeah. So I don't know about the manslaughter thing. I'm gonna tell you this. The reason why I believe now this is not concrete. This is probably the only opinion or speculation you'll get from me from this case. Everything else is fact. I believe that the manslaughter was there initially for the plea. Like Ant said, that would have gave him 15, and he probably would only did 12 and been paroled for 3. Because I said the same thing. That's what he would have got.
You
They
feel me?
didn't. They
What you
didn't want
said paroling? Hold up. What you said paroling? How long?
3.
3?
Yeah.
Oh shit, man, bro.
No.
That's with the plea. I was about to say that's crazy.
No. I said he would. My fault. I wouldn't. He would have got out on parole in 12. My fault.
That's what I said. Like, that's what I remember. I said that shit a year ago. I'm like, man, get that boy out in 12. Like, bro, this shit gonna cost you your 20s.
And he'd
You
have been
trying to
on
get
parole
those?
for the next 3 years. That's what I meant.
Okay, 3. Okay, so
Yeah. So that's what I meant. So it'd have been 15 years all together. He'd have
But
been
yo,
in the system and still
yeah,
sharp.
you still got you got standard 60% of a lifetime left. Yeah.
So the reason, and the reason why I brought that up is because the reason why I believe that was on the table, because when they first went to trial, the first day, it was only one charge on there. Today, before they convicted him, where the jury went to start deliberating for their verdict, they then added the manslaughter charge on there on the docket. So when the jury got their paperwork,
yeah, they had the option. I said this on I was like, the jury has the option to convict him of a lesser charge.
Yes.
And I was hoping for that for him. I was hoping for that for him because that made more sense. I thought that made more sense. Because I agreed that I believe he was overcharged. M1 was just that was just too much for that situation. It was just too bang bang.
But remember what I told you. He should have been took it.
Oh no, if he had, fuck yeah, because now you're taking your
that'd have been
chance
2 to 20.
No, you're right. You're taking your chance with the jury, and fuck. But not. But they probably would have. He would have had to. So you're telling me he had the option to plead guilty to second-degree manslaughter?
The manslaughter part is my assumption. There was a plea.
Because that's what I'm saying. Because don't get me wrong. If they're saying you got to plead guilty to M1 and you're looking at 35 or 30 anyway.
No, they wasn't telling me. Yeah,
no, I'm just saying if you're looking at 30 anyway, then yeah, you take your chances with the jury.
Yeah, no, I know that for a fact. They wasn't telling him.
No, but I'm like, bro, if you can just plea out and get less than 20, you gotta take that, bro. With this situation, the way the evidence is stacked against you, dude.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to go to jail and do no time.
Or at least consider it. I can't say that you have to take it, but like I said, that's that uncomfortable conversation that you gotta have with your kid.
No, but the people that messed him up, and you already know who messed him up. These people, like the people on YouTube, that's telling him he's innocent and you're not going to go to jail and all this type of stuff.
Yeah, they're fucking crazy.
Yeah,
they're crazy.
What messed him up?
They're fucking crazy. I'm like, bro, if you're lucky, you get out of this shit at age 31 years old, bro. And then, you can still have a life. You still have a life. The world that you don't become institutionalized. This is like, because I mean, like I said, that's when you got to have that uncomfortable conversation with your kid, man.
She said she found it. So you saying it was for probation?
So there was an offer. What up? We got
my
son.
goodness.
Hold up.
That's true.
Hold up. He was required to complete community service as part of the agreement. The offer stipulated no admission of guilt for more serious charges.
my God, see?
Hold on. Let me go back to what she said. She said Carmelo was initially offered a reduced sentence in exchange for a guilty plea. The deal included. I need to know any lesser charge is better than M1. That's what I'm saying. If you get him out in under 20, you have to consider it.
No, you're not looking. You're not looking at the thing. It says the deal included probation instead of jail time. He wasn't going to jail, bro.
Oh shit!
I didn't know that.
Where that information come from?
No, I know. No, Big J actually mentioned this the other night on another panel, but I didn't hear nothing about that. I don't see how he escaped.
I just remember they rejected a plea. I do know that, but I didn't know he wasn't going to jail.
Then yeah. I mean, hey, if what she's saying right here is true, I'll look it up. I'll look it up in a second. I'll fact check and let y'all go. But if that's the case, y'all got a malpractice suit on.
Stop saying a lawyer, bro. What?
No, I'm just saying, yo, you got a malpractice suit on your motherfucking hands. Real shit,
bro.
Now you tell me if that shit was on the table and that boy is doing 35 right now, you got a malpractice lawsuit on your hands.
How is it a malpractice? He and his parents said no.
I mean, if his parent, but the lawyers at least gotta fucking advise you of that shit.
You think they didn't?
I'm gonna find out.
I hope he did because
I'm like, bro, that's a no-brainer.
No, but you're not listening. Remember the thing I brought up?
That's a no-brainer, though, bro.
The money, bro.
What about the money? What that got to do with sending your kids that ain't never been in trouble to the fucking penitentiary?
Why do y'all think every parent on this board care about
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, dog. And again, I'm not a lawyer, so don't take this as any type of. But if I were a lawyer, and that's the deal, and my client refuses to take it, I don't have to be fired. I'm quitting. That's it. I need to talk to the judge in his chambers.
All right, now
real shit.
You're talking about
now I need to talk to the judge in his chambers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because my client refuses to accept my advice.
She said it's on Google. I'll see if you can pull it up.
Like my client is not allowing me to give them the proper defense and advice as their legal counsel, whatever the fucking official term is.
He did not get a proper defense. That is absolutely clear.
No, but I mean, if that's a deal, Queen, if that's the deal, and they just and the parents refuse to take it, man, I gotta have a meeting with the judge in this motherfucking chambers, dog. Like, bro. The fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, that's why I said, since you went to trial, if that's true, now I don't know about that part. If that part is true, I just know they had a deal and they denied it, and it was a good one. I didn't know it was that good. If he denied that, you don't think they was going to go over there and tear his ass up in court, and that's what happened? Nigga, we trying to give you probation. No, we're going to throw everything at y'all, and y'all mad. It's not mad. It's his fault.
The first thing I see, hold up. Yeah, I mean, look, what I'm seeing here, Shirley, hold on, I'm gonna wrench her up. You gotta drop me a link. It says, hold up, I'm gonna wrench her up real quick. Cause you gotta drop me a link to that, because it's saying he wasn't even like there's no official plea deal that was offered, but it's not official. So I need to know where you saw that.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, where did that information come from? Because that's ridiculous.
That shit's crazy.
Everything she's saying right here, what was the plea deal offered for Carmelo when the incident first happened last year? That's when I heard about it. They said no.
I ain't seen nothing. They said nothing about no plea deal.
She said she about to share.
Yeah, share. I just wrenched her up. Just drop me a link real quick. You got a wrench. You just drop me a link. You know, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
When they finish everything, all of it'll come out. It'll all come out. But that's the whole.
No, hey, Bronze Flat Power God. Look, the state of Texas. I mean, the law is explicitly stated. That's all I'm saying. You can defend yourself, but the defense has to be proportionate to the threat. use of lethal force. I don't understand. Like you got to justify lethal force here.
But
I
this
mean,
is
I feel like lethal force could have been justified. His defense attorney didn't do his damn job. That
I'll
man
agree
didn't
with you there.
call no expert witnesses. He did not.
y'all don't know
Uh,
how the lawyer system worked. Then
Now keep in mind, I'm
he
only
did not
going by what
explain
I'm going by
how.
what I saw and what was presented in court. I would agree with Queen right there. Like if you are trying to justify lethal force, you did a horrible job of doing it.
He
That's
didn't.
all
He
I'm
didn't
saying.
justify
this is
nothing.
what
The
I say.
man got up there.
Yeah,
He put he
you
put a
know this.
kid that he talked
I
to
just told
2 minutes.
you, if I give you, and okay, we'll just use plain and simple. I give you something for free. I'm giving you something for free, and you say, "Truth, I don't want that shit," because I believe I can get better. I'm giving you a free $100,000, and you believe that you can get 200. Well, no, a million. I believe I can get $1 million scot free.
That don't got nothing to do with him doing his job as a defense attorney.
Let me just
Nah,
finish.
hey, I do believe that he's just trying to up his motherfucking resume right there and get an acquittal, and a plea deal isn't gonna do shit for his resume.
Right.
Real shit.
So check
But
this
that
out.
don't got like that's crazy.
I'm glad you
It
came.
is.
That's,
He
It is.
didn't
I
like.
agree.
For instance, they are the prosecution is gaping about this
he's
gaping hole
charged
that was
with
in his heart,
something,
and
bro.
they stabbed him in the heart type shit, right? As the defense attorney, why didn't he talk about he got stabbed in the heart because Carmelo was sitting down while
Did you
Austin
forget
was
about
standing up
that?
while Austin was standing up over him? That man said absolutely nothing to defend
See,
Carmelo
you're
during that trial.
talking about something that didn't happen in the case.
Sir, are you able to have a conversation or do you just continuously talk over people?
Yeah, because I came up here
Okay.
talking about what happened in
No,
court.
you don't kill nothing. You allow people to speak and then you
No,
speak
ma'am.
back.
No, ma'am.
That's how grown folks talk.
I was talking to Ant before you came up here.
It
So
don't matter what you was doing before I came up here. I'm up here now.
okay, I don't care. We don't stop
So
because of
act
you.
like you have some decorum.
I am. You be quiet while we're talking.
No,
That's the
I
point.
don't have to be quiet while you talk. I have a right to speak because I'm on the panel. You need to learn how to have a conversation
All
like
right,
an
all right,
adult.
all right. I just got back from the restroom, but I heard everything. All right, Truth, we're gonna give her a minute, and then you can respond to her. Go ahead.
No, I want to respond. She can talk to you.
No, I want to. Hey, we just having a conversation as adults. But Queen, you got it.
No, I was just saying that his defense did not offer a defense. Like I hope they didn't pay him.
Yeah,
He
I
did
can't.
nothing. It
Yeah.
looked like all of them was in cahoots, shaking hands with each other behind the scenes, and they railroaded this boy. That's exactly what it looks like to me. The judge and his daddy have a relationship with each other. Why didn't the judge recuse himself from the case?
You said the judge.
The judge and Austin Metcalf daddy have a relationship with each other. His daddy didn't take down or hide his social media account. They found a picture of him and the judge having drinks and shit together, hanging out like they all buddies. The defense attorney and the prosecutor used to work together. Like it's a whole bunch of shit about this case that is terrible. A lot. So I'm hoping that with all the motions that was put in, because everything was sealed, so we don't know what they didn't let into evidence, just like the video. There is a clear video that people actually got to see that was not presented in court. And I think that is significant for the simple fact that the school did not suspend, or expel Carmelo for having that knife.
His own school.
That doesn't matter. You can't bring a weapon to an event. That's an expellable offense. If you read any school policies, you can't do that. They allowed him to walk. They allowed him to go ahead and graduate. They didn't have to do that. So the people that filed an information claim and went up there to see the video, black and white alike, tell a totally different story than what came out in the courtroom.
Hey, again, I would have to agree with Truth on that one. Like this is like I don't be listening to what social media influencers saying. I'm not talking about you in particular, but I know that people just make shit up for clickbait.
No, this not social media
And
influencers.
I'm just saying, yeah, if there was actual like footage that could possibly exonerate this boy or prove that he was, getting jumped or any of that stuff, like
The defense didn't bring it in. But then somebody else said that the judge did not allow the clear video into evidence.
I mean, where is that on a transcript? I need a link or something because a jury can't take that into consideration. So
No,
that's why
what I'm telling you is the jury never got to see it, but the school, you could go up there and watch the video in 4K. So what they said at the trial when they showed them this video was that the video was kind of grainy because you need a 4K device to be able to see a 4K video, and they didn't have a 4K TV. They did tell the jury that they were going to bring a 4K TV in, to which they never did. Not even his defense.
Okay, and that's another reason why I'm saying, okay, so all evidence is stacked against this boy. Like all evidence. So I'm like, number one, defense has a shitty ass defense. Shitty defense. Number two, juror selection. The deliberation is too damn fast. Even if you did get a guilty verdict, you got horrible juror selection right there. You do have some say so as the defense team on who's selected as a juror. Number three, I don't see how your defendant doesn't take the stand here when everything is stacked against you and you're trying to establish the perceived threat that's proportionate to the force that was used. Number four, a plea deal. Like there's got to be some kind of deal worked out. Like in a situation like this, you don't need a lawyer that gives you a good sales pitch. You need a lawyer that can make some fucking deals. Like real shit that can make some deals with a goddamn judge and a prosecution team. So this is 90% on the damn defense, 10% on Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, this defense was trash.
Carmelo Anthony and his parents, because I gotta fire at least one more lawyer right there. I have to. I'm just being. If I'm his father, I have to, bro. I'm sorry.
Now let's call it out. This wasn't justice. This was actual retribution and revenge. You know what I'm saying? So let's put that to the side already. But I do have like some takeaways from this, right? And some things that stood out to me in this circumstance too, in this situation. Like for instance, remember, and this is saying not to. I hope this doesn't bring up any ill will or feelings. But the Melo Anthony, they got $500,000 up front to get a lawyer with. They bought a house with.
That's
I don't
incorrect.
know how much.
That's
not true.
That's not
Okay.
correct. Yeah. They did get that money. They got it from a GoFundMe, but that house was purchased before they pulled the money out. So the father, he had enough money, or he had enough collateral, credit, whatever the hell it was, to be able to hire a security detail and go get a mortgage on a damn house. And it was necessary to do so because you can't stay on the same damn block anymore. You ain't got no damn fence.
So they still don't have access to their money. Their money is still sitting in the
I don't know if it's still sitting.
I'm
But,
telling you.
I mean, the point is, security made sense. Nobody disagreed. The security did not make sense given the situation. So the house comes with security, because you're going to need that. Your kid is on house arrest. You got another child right there. The house and the gated community come like that's part of the security detail. It's just necessary.
Especially since the fact that they was getting threats. Like they was getting a whole bunch of threats from
So I'm sick of people just hot today. I was like, they ain't buy a house so they can live in luxury. You know what I'm saying? At least that they don't even have to make that case. They got fucking house. That's part of the security.
Okay. So with that being said, though, it definitely showed on the lawyer end of it, right? Was this guy, if I understand this correctly, I read he was a first-year professor or something, or something.
Nah,
something like that?
the father was a loan officer at a car dealership.
Okay. So no, not the father, but the lawyer that Anthony
That
talked
lawyer is supposed to be one of the top attorneys in Texas, and what he
about. Really?
presented at that trial was not that.
No, not even remotely close to
I
that.
agree
You know
with
what I'm
her
saying?
on that. That motherfucker was shit.
Man, this is one of the quickest trials ever for M1. Like this is it's up. I think it's they said either top 5 or one of them. It's one of the like it's so. This is so sad, bro. This is so sad.
This
But
was a railroad. I would feel better if he. And then what's crazy is, at the last minute, the prosecution put up manslaughter. And that tells me that the prosecution knew absolutely well they did not prove their case. But this jury still somehow was able to convict him for first degree murder, which was not proven beyond a shadow of a
Y'all
doubt.
gotta stop using the M word. you know?
I mean, this was revenge and retribution. This is teach you a lesson that if you take out one of their kids, it's going to come out at maximum penalty. That's what that comes. This is setting an example of Carmelo Anthony, of course. But
nah.
What I'm hoping is that his defense attorney, because of all the motions that was filed and the things that was denied, he just decided he have a better chance on appeal than to actually sit up here and expend energy trying to fight this case.
well,
I'm
if
hoping
that
that
Well,
what
the
happened.
appeal is 5 years. Nah, damn. I mean, look. Okay, if second degree M slaughter is on the table with me and Keon, we talked about this the other day. You're looking at 2 to 20. That boy would have been home in 12 years.
Facts.
You know.
Facts.
So, I mean, and just like I said, I keep saying it. I'm like, that's just an uncomfortable conversation a father got to have with his son right there. Like, I mean, you gotta consider that. I can't tell them what to do as a family, but I know we gotta consider that option if it's on the table.
Had a link came,
Huh?
have the link about the
Nah. She said that it said that that's not official. But I mean, I need a lawyer that can make some damn deals. Now, to go to what May said in the chat, I know. Look, I had to say this to a bunch of people. They don't want to hear it. You can't compare. I mean, you can, but it's not going to do you any good. Comparing Rittenhouse and Zimmerman, that's not the state of Texas.
Well, I don't know. I think the Rittenhouse one is pretty similar, but I mean, just because it's in a different state, it was still the same defense. If that
It's
makes
not the
sense,
state of Texas. It's not on school grounds at a
well,
school.
how about the state of Texas? Let's talk about the state of Texas because the case of Allison trial, same situation. Well, not necessarily same situation. That boy actually told the other boy to come into the restroom so they could fight. And when he got in there to fight him, because they planned to have this fight, and the boy that he killed was trying to back out, he goaded him to come in there. And when the boy was whooping his behind, he pulled out a knife and intentionally stabbed that child multiple times and killed him. You know what they charged him with? Criminally negligent homicide.
Okay.
So why? And
you want me to explain?
This not far away from where Carmelo Anthony was.
Hey, and you want me to explain? That's an invitation to mutual combat. Right there, you said it yourself. They planned on having that fight. That's an invitation to mutual combat.
It's not mutual combat. The other
people,
child didn't have no knives.
Look, I know it sounds cute to compare apples to oranges, but you know what I'm saying? That's an invitation to mutual combat right there is different. It's easier to get lesser charges, M slaughter, whatever, or negligent homicide, something like that, when there's an invitation to mutual combat and then it's loss of life. But right there, this is bang bang as hell. And that whole touch me and see what happens. Some people see it as, just you provoking the situation, and other people may see it as an invitation to mutual combat. But it's such a gray area. Now, wait a second, Queen. Now the jury takes that into consideration.
So if somebody tell you they gonna beat your ass and you say you touch me and see what happened, that mean you antagonizing him?
I think there's a bigger point.
I mean, it really depends on what the jury decides.
Yeah, that don't make no sense. If you tell somebody you gonna beat their ass and you standing over somebody, the boy was sitting down the whole entire time.
Hey, the difference between that and what you just stated was earlier, the other case, they actually planned the fight. It's not the same. This now it's up to interpretation. There, it's not black, it's not white. Now it's gray. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, well, I see a bigger trend, right? I can't remember any of these cases that these brothers have won. I mean, we're talking about from Cosby, Jonathan. I mean, none of these cases this
I'll
ever
mention
went to
one if you
court.
want to talk about um other states. I covered this Travis Rudolph. You know, he won and he beat it with the Castle Doctrine, and he murked the dude, wounded another dude, and they were leaving his home. This is a black man, okay, ex NFL player. They beat on him on his doorstep, ran away. You know what I'm saying? Got in the car, tried to drive off. He goes in the house, grabs his AK, and goes to spraying while they're driving away. He beat the charge, walked right out of the courtroom. It took a year, but walked right out of the courtroom, not off the stand your ground, but the Castle Doctrine.
Mm. Well,
Okay, that's one. Name two.
I mean, this situation, believe it or not, I can't mention this. I can't even think of a situation like it, because it's so many gray areas with it.
I
You
mean,
know,
you just had the Cyrus situation last week, which really is bearing on people,
um,
right? Boy running
and,
away
and
from
mate, let me
things.
tell you, Travis Rudolph, and I know because this was local. This is right here in Palm Beach County where I'm at. No, he was an ex NFL player. He didn't have money like that. He had got cut from the damn Miami Dolphins. He was living with his mother.
mm,
Living with his mother. Yeah.
No, I just believe that this case, the boy just simply got railroaded.
Facts. I think that's a lot of these cases that we're talking about. If you got the only time, well, besides this Travis Rudolph thing that Auntie just mentioned, but besides that though, the only time I've seen black men really get justice is in death. You know, right? When they delete it, then all of a sudden they get some form of justice through civil lawsuit. They might even get something that happened to the person or whatever. You know, so they might get some time. But besides that, though, in life itself, I mean, let's they throw that with Cyrus. You know, it's just like it's almost like they're saying you're not worthy to use their justice system to your advantage, right? You're just conning the system. You're not supposed to be here, and saying you're utilizing something that you're not supposed to have. That's what I'm kind of seeing with the trend, right? You're not worthy of our system. So, yeah, this was retribution and revenge, and it was swift, and it was harsh, and it was no punishment, right? But at the end of the day, though, I mean, that's not justice. That's just revenge and retribution. Unfortunately, he's going to sit there because he's a trophy now, just like Tory Lanez is a trophy. Once you're a trophy type of or poster boy type situation, a circumstance like this, they tend to want to hold on to you until the full length of time because what I'm saying, to them they could always kind of clamor to that. I'm saying, or look back like the statue of some sort of their version of justice. So it's interesting, intriguing to look into, but not much you can do about it, right?
Hey,
yeah, me personally though, the fact they didn't prove intent like at all, and to me, for this to, I don't know, bro. I think this is like damn near unconstitutional, whatever it is, unlawful, unjustifiable. Like it's just this ain't it, man. And the fact
okay.
that they let this kid get off on 35 years is just absolutely asinine.
Yeah, I don't, like I say, I think most of us agree that M1 was an overcharge, but as far as the intent thing was concerned, I had this discussion with you the other day too. No, there is no proof of the intent to unalive, but there is proof of the intent for the action that resulted in the unaliving.
Yeah,
That's
but it
not
was provoked by the
exactly.
approach of him.
He
He's the
was
one that provoked that. How can you say that's an intent? Yes, it probably was an intent, but you can't say that's an intent to unalive, because again, his defense is it was an attempt to defend myself. That's what I'm saying. So how can you prove intent? You cannot prove.
you can't
There's
prove
no.
anything.
It's an opinion. That's what I'm saying.
No,
I don't
that's
know.
why I say the situation's unfortunate. I don't. If I'm in a jury room, I'm like, look, I don't believe that he intended to unalive him, but did he intend to put blade in old boy's chest. Yes, he
He
did.
intended to get that boy off his ass. That's what he intended to do.
Like, but hey, the law explicitly states that the force used to defend yourself must be proportionate to the threat. So, hey, if
So
you
if he
intend to
100 pounds
if you intended to punch him in the face, if you intended to do it like unless you really do believe that your life is in danger, it's tough to prove self-defense under those legal guidelines.
no, he's not.
That's
His
all I'm
lawyer
saying,
just
man.
went.
But they
It's
use
not
the
hard to
lethal
prove
force.
self-defense in
Like,
this case at all. This boy was sitting on his ass while this big ass boy that outweighed him by over 100 pounds stood up over him, threatened him, and put his hands on him. That is
right,
grounds right there for you to
hold
defend
up.
yourself. When I
We
was growing up, my
Hey,
mama said, if it's
one
a big
second, Queen.
motherfucker over you,
One,
you pick up something and you
yeah,
knock
yeah,
the
but
shit
yeah,
out
hey,
of them.
hey, your mama ain't no juror or a judge.
It
But
don't
let's
matter. When you gonna sit up there and try to have those.
hey, hold on. I gotta address the caucus in the chat, right? So we're gonna address him real quick. Even with stand your ground, Carmelo Anthony does not have the duty to retreat. Okay, you don't. So that's one argument that we ain't gonna use over here is that he had multiple chances to leave. He doesn't have the duty to leave, so that can't even be brought up. Even in a court of law, they could. Even in court, they couldn't really bring it up. Now they can bring up what was actually said to him, but nobody had legal authority to demand that he leave or anything like that. Nobody had any type of authority or legal authority to demand that he leave. Definitely not another 17-year-old kid that's not officially on staff. So no, yeah, that's what we not gonna do. You know what
So
I'm saying?
now,
That's what we not gonna do.
most people don't fight people that outweigh them. They don't even do that shit in boxing, and that's a professional sport. So yeah, he had a right to use a weapon of any kind to defend himself. That he was definitely in a place to have to defend himself. He just didn't have a defense attorney that gave a damn to give him a proper defense. And it's an absolute shame how all those witnesses got up there and told a different story. If he was having a fair trial, none of them kids would be seen as credible.
Okay, so let me ask you this: they told a different story to what? Did they tell different stories of their own recollection? Because he never told his story. He never took the stand.
All of them kids said something different. Some kids said that there was no verbal exchange. Some of them said, "Oh, he didn't really, he didn't push him. He just tapped him on the shoulder." Another kid said, "No, he grabbed him up by both sides of his shirt like he was trying to lift him off his feet and pushed him back into the chair." Another kid said that he pushed him like he pushed the football dummy. So all of them told different stories. The only thing that was consistent with these children, you knew that they was prepped by the prosecution because they all answered the same way. Was Carmelo the aggressor? Yes. Was this self-defense? No. What was the other question he answered? Oh,
That was something that I didn't agree with either. Allowing children, 17-year-olds, or 18-year-olds at the time, of the question and to interpret the damn law. You know?
well, that was his strategy. All three of them, no matter how inconsistent their stories was about what happened, they all said that Carmelo was the aggressor, which don't make no sense. They all said that it wasn't self-defense. And they all said that shoot, I keep that he shouldn't have had the knife at the track meet. They all was together on those three things. And his defense on cross didn't do much of shit.
Didn't even object when he was asking leading questions. You can't sit up here and
Yeah.
say, "Do you think that Carmelo Anthony acted in self-defense?" That don't like you can't do that.
Yeah, I mean,
And for
their
you not to
opinions aren't
object
supposed
is
to hold any
absolutely
weight.
insane. Yeah, it doesn't hold weight. Exactly. We supposed to use evidence, not. But anyway, yeah, man, them niggas they didn't try. I think his defense. I ain't gonna lie to you. At this point, this is looking like collusion. Like it looks like there's a conspiracy going on. I don't even think his defense wanted to do it because they felt like he was guilty or they was working with something. And I hate to be a conspiracy theorist, but it just is so bad. A 8-day trial, like what do we for a M1, and for it to be over, the deliberation to be over in under what 3 hours? They said. What are we
Yep.
talking about? Like,
Bro, and that's something I put in jury selection. That's on jury selection right there.
it's
You
because
know,
niggas don't vote. That's the problem. Niggas don't vote. If you're not registered as a voter, you're not even gonna be chosen to even be a juror. That's the problem. Register to vote, nigga. You ain't even gotta go vote. Just register to vote, so we won't have crazy situations like this.
And then they set up there and put this narrative out that black people can't be impartial on the fucking jury because of one man's statement.
I mean,
Like,
to be honest though, and like I say, I was talking to my mother about this story earlier, and even she said, she was like, look, and I would have to agree. You know, I'm right there. If I'm in the jury deliberation room, based on what was presented to me in court, it's the same result. Same result.
I mean, and
Man,
that's fine, but
And
you give the
real shit,
opportunity.
race has nothing to do with it. It just has to do with, jurors have specific instructions on what to take into consideration. Everything with the charges presented and everything. So
All of that is fine, and I wouldn't have gave him the same result. I'm sorry, the prosecution didn't prove M1, so I wouldn't have prosecuted him for M1. Like manslaughter, maybe.
now
M1,
that I
no.
can agree with, especially if the judge or whatever, they put the second degree manslaughter on the docket. Then if I am a juror in there, I am like, we're not coming back in 3 hours because I'm fighting with the I'm fighting for that lesser charge for him. Right there. But he's gonna do some time. He's gonna do some time. Because at the end of the day, you brought a knife to a track meet. Um that's the mistake. You brought a knife to a track meet and you used it. You combated non-lethal force with lethal force. And if you're trying to tell me that your life was in danger, that there's no evidence here to prove that you
You
believe
should have
your
took the stand.
like
I can see him.
that too. If you're trying to tell me that your life is in danger, I need to hear out of your mouth exactly what it is that you saw.
Not even
Because
that, Ant. In most cases like this, on the defense end, saying the assailant doesn't testify because it's on the burden of the state to prove without a reasonable doubt that this guy performed, saying this particular act, right? But in this case, I hate to say it, but it's just like this lawyer thing. Like I said, this is sticking pretty deep, man, in my head because I mean, it's almost like Keon was saying. This felt like collusion more than it felt like them actually having a trial. Like it's almost like they spent more time with the setup than they did, with the actual, verdict. Except like it was already planned out to be this way.
Yep.
So it just falls in line with all those different things, right? They want to make a swift and hard example out of Carmelo. Now, I can see him getting a pardon in the next 20 years. I can see that. One of these presidents get up there and say, okay, well, it's cooled down enough now, but we can actually let him go, and that being that. But besides that, though, I mean,
Well,
this happens too.
hopefully in 17 he go ahead and get a
This happens too often, too much to believe anything else at this point, right?
hopefully he come up on parole before 20 years and even get there. Because 35 years for a child that's never been in trouble is crazy.
I mean, bro, once he's tried as an adult and convicted of deletion one, what else do you expect?
Context matters. This not no hardened criminal. This ain't no child that was in and out of the juvenile system. It's not a child that was a nuisance at school. The character of who he is as a person don't even match that he went to take somebody's life intentionally. Like, if you actually looking at this as a human individual, like what sense do we make that this child they got everything going for himself gonna stick this boy with this blade? The blade didn't even go all the way in. If he was intentionally trying to get him, he would have got him. He
That's
stuck
what
him
I'm
and he
saying.
moved.
Hey,
If,
I
if it
agree
was
with you.
intentional, he wouldn't even wait until he approached him. He would have
I
just
agree with you.
walked up to him.
If the charge is second degree manslaughter and then you get a conviction on that, I agree. 35 years wouldn't even been on the table. Once you get M1, like, and there's a conviction, boom, 35, dog.
35 years is crazy. It's people that actually committed him that didn't get 35 years.
Right? You like that, man? You like that?
I mean, it's.
I mean, we're gonna keep trying to make sense out of this.
It's just, yeah. I mean, look, regardless of what the sentencing was, they were gonna appeal. They're gonna appeal it no matter what. They were gonna appeal any damn thing. But like, this was a possibility. That's why I'm like, why ain't there some more options on the table? Like, why aren't there more options, a better defense? I don't know why. Like,
They,
once they're
to make an example. That's why
they wanted to railroad him. That's why it was your other option. They didn't even put manslaughter up there until after they gave they closing argument.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's why I just, as soon as they gave the instructions to the jurors, that's when they want to start to put manslaughter into the options. I just.
That was just
I don't know, man.
But remember, I brought that up on Iz's yesterday, that the jury has the option to convict him of a lesser charge. So that's all part of the procedure.
No, they don't have an option.
I was talking to Keon, though, and Keon knows we had this discussion, what was it, yesterday or 2 days ago?
But they don't have the option to convict him of a lesser charge if the prosecution don't file for it in Texas.
Like I said, they did have that option when it came to that case. We talked about it 2 days ago. We pretty much established that was what was going to happen when it was time for the jury to deliberate. So we knew it. Like, everything went according to procedure.
Man.
So everybody's acting all damn surprised that he got 35 years.
And I mean, that's something to be surprised about. That's crazy. This is somebody that don't have a criminal record. This is somebody that hasn't caused a disturbance. 35 years is excessive.
Well, I think it's all based on the case that the defense presented or lack thereof.
And it is the lack thereof. I'm not gonna fight that.
But that's BS, man. I my life is depending on if my defense attorney can actually make a good case.
Yeah, like, that's how it works, dog. Like, that's how it works. I'm sorry.
I mean, you know, if I don't understand how his parents didn't fire his ass after their first cross examination.
Man, come
on. For their first cross, I would have fired him.
After the first objection, now I feel like you should have took it. I would have fired your ass. After the first, like, come on, it's a lot of shit he should have did that he just didn't do, and that's why this nigga's going to jail for 35 years, bro. This is sad, bro. This shit is sad.
It's very sad. This shit heartbreaking.
I mean, like I said, I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't even like the fact that this even went to trial, because had second degree manslaughter, if that was something that's going to be on the table when the jurors deliberate, why the hell can't we have a plea for it? Like, why isn't there an offer for a plea for it? And if he can plea out, the boy can be home in 12.
Well, I don't think he has the option to plead nothing.
I mean, if it's on the table now, why not?
I don't think it was ever on the table. That's misinformation. They was gonna railroad this boy.
Nah, but your defense attorney could put in, you know.
I think unless you got the money, you gotta consider the black tax at all times when you're in these circumstances, situations. So basically, no matter how innocent you are, they're gonna find something guilty about you. So take the least thing you can get out of it, right? Versus trying to go all the way to court to fight it. Because every time I've seen this happen, it ends in the worst, like one of the worst case scenarios. Just
and you know what this dumbass defense had the nerve to do? These motherfuckers had the nerve to put an emotional directed verdict. They had the nerve.
No,
they had the nerve to put a motion of a directed verdict, which either means two things, right? and either means that they believe that that the prosecutor has not presented enough evidence for them to go off of the conviction that they put towards the defense. It either means that, or it means that your defense attorney is giving up. Like he's literally telling you that he's giving up and that he would just go straight into the verdict. That is crazy.
Though, that's a standard Hail Mary that the defense is usually going to throw in a situation like that. In other words, hey, just like you said, hey, prosecution didn't prove shit, motherfucker. Hey, let my client walk out of this bitch today, and the judge denies it, and now you make your case. He tried. No, he tried.
Stupid. The arrogance, the nerve, actually.
I mean,
and then for you to lose.
I think that part is standard. Like most attorneys.
Well, I don't know about standard, but I mean, it happens, but I don't know about standard. But
it's been re-explained to me how they overcharged George Zimmerman. He walked. They overcharged the child dude. He walked. They overcharged KARMELO.
Especially if you know, like there are no more like additional facts or evidence that you're gonna present to the court, nothing extra that they've already seen. You're just gonna pretty much reiterate what everybody already knows. Then yeah, you go for it, because
anyway, all these people that was not black that got overcharged ended up walking because the prosecution didn't prove their case. This child was overcharged. The prosecution did not prove their case, and he ends up with 35 years. There's no way you can tell me that there was nothing racial going on in this situation.
Because according to them, it kind of seems as if you don't have the right to use their judicial system to your advantage. It's just really simple. Like I said, you're not worthy of, using the judicial system to your advantage, especially when it comes to you against one of them, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, this has been going on for what, decades?
Not when it's a 17-year-old corpse right there, bro, in the state of Texas, and it's a Caucasian boy. Somebody about to be held accountable for that shit. I said this shit when I did when I talked about this a year ago. I was like, bro, somebody about to stand trial for this shit. Okay, somebody about to stand trial for this. Like, bro, you got to beat this shit. That's it. You are not walking the fuck out.
Rittenhouse walked out.
Not
You're right.
State of Texas.
Because he is worthy of using their judicial system. That's different.
Exactly.
And he unalived, I believe, 3 people, wasn't it? Or 2? So there was a couple bodies on the ground.
I mean, I really think that if he had a proper defense, then this would turn out a lot different. His defense wasn't even on his side. That's crazy.
That's exactly what I see. I'm like, man, I think his defense is working against
Bro,
this
his
nigga.
defense was ass. Like, I don't even know how that man can be proud of his work. That shit was so bad. How you don't call an expert witness?
Facts, man.
Now,
because I don't went through all.
The best
go ahead.
Lawyer in Texas. When I said that he was a first-year professor or something weird, because I was reading the site that was talking about him, and you say he's the best, but they was kind of making him sound like he was a little bit underrated and cheap.
Man, he only got one noticeable, at least from what the reporters were here, he only got one noticeable, like, kind of gotcha moment, and to me, it wasn't even that huge of a deal. It was the Eddie situation, where Eddie came up and he was trying to make it seem like he wasn't friends with KARMELO Anthony. He actually went up there and showed pictures of him and KARMELO together. So that was a good moment for him. But other than that, I mean, what the fuck did he do? What did he do? Like,
that was the only good moment he had. Shit. Like, that's it. That man didn't do anything. KARMELO would have had a better chance defending himself.
Oh God, if he was defending his damn self.
Like, and that's crazy. He would have had a better chance defending himself than relying on the film to give him a proper defense.
Man, based on what I seen, this is when I gotta agree with what Truth was saying up here earlier. Look, you was expecting that day. I mean, and I think I do agree that the defense dropped the ball. I said that over and over again, but at the same time, getting that boy off, like getting him to walk out of that courtroom. I'm just saying. I was about to say getting an acquittal was just like you expecting that defense to turn water into wine. For real.
No, and I don't think no black person, if we gonna try to, I guess, race bang around here, I don't think no black person was like saying he's gonna get acquitted or he's gonna go home after this trial. I think most of us was saying that it shouldn't be a M1. Like you didn't see
Yeah,
black people
no, we
start to
all.
unite.
Yeah, most of
You
us
you
agree with
you
that.
ain't see
Even-
black people start to unite and come together and start to get behind Carmelo until they announced that this is going to be an M1 trial. Other than that, if it was manslaughter, I don't think nobody would really, I mean, well, you would still probably get some of them, but you wouldn't get as what it is now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, oof. I just knew like when I reported on it a year ago. I'm just like, without a plea, man. That's just like what Truth was saying earlier. Without a plea, they are gonna go for M1, like they are. The only way you're gonna get that second degree, manslaughter, or even the negligent homicide or something like that, bro. You're gonna have to get a damn plea. Like they're not just gonna. They're not gonna charge you with that and leave that up to a jury. If they gotta go with a jury, bro, they're going to overcharge you. Like that. That's the game. And believe it or not, they would have did that with anybody of any damn rate. They gonna overcharge you more often than not.
But
So
do you think they even considered though that this nigga started the conflict? Like, do you think that the overwhelming like conclusion of him, I guess, being popped in the heart, do you think that made them so biased that they don't even care that he started the conflict at all?
Yes and no. Yes and no. So there, because I still think, I believe it was a gray area, and this is just my opinion. I believe it was still a gray area for the jury as far as who provoked who, because there were words exchanged, profanity, insults, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. I think it was
Who approached who? Who
Let me
approached
finish.
who?
Let me finish. I believe what garners the conviction is the proportionality aspect of it. That's what seals it, bro.
And I think a lot of people think that.
No,
But
I
again,
don't think that. I think if you bigger than me and something, if I pick up a brick and knock the hell out of you, I'm justified in knocking your ass out with that goddamn brick. Cause my little bitty ass not finna fight your big giant
All right.
gargantuan ass.
So let me explain, Queen. Had there been a brick right there and he just picked it up and bust him with it, then you know what? I believe we're looking at a different outcome right here. But
He
because
had a knife.
let me finish. Because he showed up to the track meet with the knife, okay? Then gave a warning or invitation to mutual combat, whatever, whichever you want to call it. Then pulled it out. Then pushed it in the old boy's chest. Now you got premeditated M1. Boom. That's the difference. That's the difference. If I just pick up something that happens to be in my vicinity to defend myself, yeah. But because I showed up with this and like
what makes
that's
it
where it comes into
premeditated?
play. The fact that he showed up with the knife and
That's
then
false. See,
no,
that's
hold up.
crazy.
I wasn't finished with that. He not only did he show up with the knife, he's got his hands in his bag, and then like I was saying earlier on Taz's, that there's the gray area of touch me and see what happens. Is that an invitation to mutual combat, or is it like a get away from me fair warning? That's still a gray area. So it's almost like the 3-move rule. I know they got that in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Where you got your pistol in your car, you don't need a permit to conceal. But if you don't have a permit to conceal, the pistol
Don't
got
have
to be
your
3
way.
moves
But I
away.
think it's
Blah
only
blah
a
blah
gray.
blah
I
blah.
think it's only a gray area if you have a lack of understanding of the culture. That's what, to me, that's one of those like that's disproportionate for Carmelo, for him to be able to go in there and have a juror of peers who don't understand what he's doing and what that is in our culture. Are you really going to sit up here and tell me that somebody who approached you and you say touch me and see what happens is somehow an invitation, is somehow you provoking it? You only would say that if somebody done said they gonna whoop your ass, or if somebody threatened you in some type of way. I've never said touch me and see what happens just randomly to somebody walking into a bar.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Like, touch me and see what happens. And that's why I said that's the gray area. You can interpret it one way. Other people can interpret it on some like care to step outside type shit. it all depends on, because somebody asked me that earlier, and I said it really depends on the tone and the situation. Like this is what jurors got to go through in a deliberation room. So I mean, we talking as people that are trying to understand things from that perspective, and I like having this conversation, but I also understand how jurors got to go, got to have these discussions in the deliberation room, and the odds of him walking out of that courtroom were just slim, bro. They were just slim.
Well, no, I don't disagree with that. Me personally, I don't disagree. I don't think Queen agree with you, but I don't disagree that he was not going to walk out that courtroom at all. If there's anybody out there that think he was, false. He was not going to walk at all.
No,
But what we was arguing is how much time really he going to get. What charges he's actually going to get. That's what we was, to me, that's really the actual conversation, because there was absolutely no way. I mean, he ended up unaliving a child. So at the end of the day, there was no way that anybody was going to probably let that go away with no type of conviction. But go ahead.
Nah,
yeah,
real quick cash app break, man. Appreciate that, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, I know I got a video for that. Yeah, appreciate that.
Donations. 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 Gifts. 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 More gifts. More gifts.
Man, appreciate your truth hitting us up with the cash app, man. Appreciate that. Super chat's available regardless of what channel you're watching. But it's all good. We're just having a good conversation right now. So I appreciate everybody that wants to, take part in it. I appreciate everybody's opinion with this. And I know, just like May said, it's a lot of outrage with it. I kind of see things from the perspective of the law. I put all of this on the defense. I would have just rather an attorney to gave that boy some options.
But
just
is
because
it? Let me ask you this though, Anton, or Aunties. My bad. Is it? I almost called you Anton.
Nah, you
but
fine.
Is it
Yeah,
the
bro,
law?
you fine.
Is it the law though? Is it lawful if we sit up here and try to? Because basically, the intent conversation, like you said, is about one, bringing the knife. Two, his words, as in him saying, touch me and see what happens. And there was a third one. The third one that you guys was talking about. But let's just go off to the two, right? If we just going off of him bringing a knife and him saying those words, you already said this is interpretive. Is that lawful? How can that be lawful of something that we quote unquote interpret off of the evidence? We can't. How do you interpret the evidence and be like, okay, this is something that's lawful or something that we can back up, and because
that's what I said.
is
I'm
subjective.
still trying to make sense of this. And let me
Go
tell
ahead,
you what
go
stuck
ahead.
out to me. Let me tell you what stuck out to me. You know the lady that sued Carmelo's dad, the one who got in the office, the meth addict chick. She was in the courtroom celebrating. Carmelo's, saying Austin's dad is directing the jurors. You know what I'm saying, with his eyes shot yes or no to certain things, right? Stuff like that tells me that the fix was already in before they even went to court. I think the minute Carmelo stepped his foot in that courtroom, it was a wrap. He was going to be made an example of, and that was going to be that. The only chance he had to get out of the bear trap was before the bear came back. You know what I'm saying? So,
But to go against that a little bit, ADS, his sentencing was up to his juror, so or his jury. So, I would say, I get it that you could say that he was made his whole his not even his sentencing, his convicting.
I was about to say, yeah, the conviction is up to the
up to the jury too, exactly. So
yeah, sentence is up to the judge.
I wouldn't. You would have to blame at least 12 people.
But I was about to say, in a way, the sentencing is up to the jury, especially when manslaughter was on the table, because that's a difference of about 20 years. With the jury's decision, when it came to that. This is just, like I say, it's a sad situation every which way. Shout out to Truth with the $2 holiday. I'm gonna go to Star P. He said had the plea, didn't take it, told him. Hashtag fuck around, find out. Shout out to Truth. Appreciate that.
You talking about
I mean, let me use an analogy real quick and see if
Hold
everybody
up
can
before
catch
you go,
on.
Lord. I just want to go to Star P before he loses thought. Star P, you got the floor.
What up, though, Auntie? What up, everybody on the planet? Yeah, you already know, we rocking the planet. We in the universe, and we doing the best way we can converse. I just wanted to put this out here. I don't think any one of us on the panel, man or woman, would allow a motherfucker to step to you and step over you and threaten you, put their hands on you, and you don't do a motherfucking thing.
Let's go.
So, hold on. So, are you wrong for defending yourself? And you're not a threat, you're just chilling. You chopping it up with your homie, and somebody just come out of nowhere, try to fucking intimidate you, try to scare you, and say like you don't belong in a certain place. Bitch, you don't fucking belong. How much history do we gotta go to let these motherfucking Caucasoids that they don't fucking belong? Who the fuck is you? Who are you talking to? First, like, so I don't know how far motherfuckers want to go with this shit. I'm just saying, ain't no damn way a motherfucker gonna come stand over me while I'm chilling and think that I'm gonna feel that I'm guilty for putting a knife in this motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. This young man, to me, in my opinion, this is my opinion, he deserved to die. The fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck have these motherfuckers done to take over the fucking land over fucking America? Who the fuck they niggas? What the fuck you think these motherfuckers have done? Killed motherfuckers. The hell? What are we talking about right now? How I don't even understand how this is even a and no disrespect to you, Auntie, but I'm just saying.
You got it. I got my disclaimer up, bro. Knock yourself out. It's open forum. And I'm gonna go to Lord ADS when you're done. Go ahead.
But man, I just wanted to put that out there. Like, wait, motherfucker, you're not about to stand over me. Jeremy, I don't give a fuck how big you is. You could be a fucking giant as tall as a fucking mountain. I don't give a fuck. You're not about to threaten me. I believe in myself, and I believe this young man. I think he's righteous in what he did. I'm not even gonna lie, and I know people ain't gonna like it.
He said right.
They're not. They're not gonna like it. But you're not about to sit over here and try to tower over me like you trying to put me in my place and tell me to go some. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? I'll put a boot right in your mouth right now. You better get up, man. So people, some people, they'll kowtow to the shit and be like, "Oh, yeah, you just did what the fuck they tell you."
Star,
No, hell no, man. I
star,
was saying it. I was saying that shit a while ago, bro. And
star.
sometimes,
We
no,
from the
hold
same.
on, no, I'm not done, nigga. What I'm saying is, and this is the problem that we've been having a long motherfucker for a long time. Niggas been allowing motherfuckers to put you in your place, put you in your position. Oh, but I'm telling you, I'm telling you that, yo, I don't want to say too much because it's for some other, conversations, when I'm gonna talk to other people, and to, in the background. But I'm just saying, hell no. I don't think this young man did anything wrong. Ain't about to tower over me like you got some authority over me. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's been that Caucasian bullshit that's been pumped in your head to make you believe that I'm lower than you, motherfucker. I'm actually higher than you, bitch. How about that?
I agree. I do feel like
Okay,
Huh?
I
okay,
agree
Well,
with
okay.
you.
I don't disagree with you, but I just wouldn't have popped him. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Man, it's
I just wouldn't.
bullshit,
I,
bro.
I got
You
I
you.
know,
I
I
just
got you.
I
think
would have put
Man,
my hands back on him.
man, shit.
You know what I mean?
I
But
don't
I wouldn't have
know
You
if
popped
I
him.
go, so
can.
you go,
O-
so y'all,
Okay.
all right, no, hold on. So y'all telling me, all y'all right now, Right now. Y'all telling me right now. Right now. It could be anybody. You about to let somebody just tower over you and just stand up over you and just like, what the
Hold
fuck
up,
are we talking?
Start me
What are we
before
talking about?
anybody else answer. I'm gonna start with Lord ADS and then Keon and Queen Sunkiss. Go ahead, Lord ADS.
You see a piece of meat, you reach for it, it's a pound of flesh, but then you realize it's a bear trap. So your arm or your leg or something's caught, right? Someone comes along and they say, you're gonna have to amputate that to get the hell up out of here because that bear gonna come back, especially smelling you laying there in your own blood with the meat. So you got no. I can save my leg. I can save my leg. If I just lift this thing up, it's just I know if I could pull it up, I could save my leg. And then the bear get back to your ass before you can save your leg.
Nigga, we ain't talking about no damn bear. What are you
You're not getting
talking
the
about, dude?
analogy. He had a plea on the table. Take the damn plea. You're not getting out of this
Where
clean.
y'all
That's like
getting
y'all
this?
can
He
beat
had a plea
everything.
from. Where is this coming from? Provide a link to where he had a plea.
No,
Yeah, I don't
I
think
mean
he did.
I didn't see anything official with a plea. I don't see how there's not one on
Yeah,
the
I don't think
table
they
right
offer
here
one.
though. Like how the hell do they not offer one though, bro? Like there's always an option,
Because
bro.
they
They
it
trying
won't.
to save back.
Wait, hold on.
I mean, who doesn't try to slam dunk it? There's always an option to slam dunk. Now, is it
The media
favorable
didn't
or
even
not?
report no plea. So I
Yeah, but
think
I
he
mean,
Yeah,
was saying
if
that.
it's nothing that's favorable, like if they're like, look, you can plea out and you got 25 to 40 or something, and
The
then
media
hey,
didn't even report that.
no, but then if it's a conviction, you're looking at 40. Then yeah, you're gonna take your chances with 12. That's
The
understandable.
media didn't
So
even
it's not
report
even
a
and,
not.
plea.
and,
Black folk
and,
love misinformation. The boy didn't have no damn plea deal. They charged him with M1, and that is the end of the fucking story. Like, people
what's
need to just stop with the bullshit. The boy didn't have no choice but to get up there and defend himself, and his defense attorney was ass. All them people know each other. I'm pretty sure they made backdoor deals. That boy didn't do nothing but defend his goddamn self. If
that's
you
all he
sitting down
did.
talking to your friend and some big ass motherfucker, because he outweighed him over 100 goddamn pounds. Carmelo
And
Anthony
thought
was 5'7",
thought he was gonna bully
130
him.
pounds,
And thought he
soaking
was gonna
fucking
bully
wet.
him. And got
And he's
fucked
standing
up.
up over him talking about
Look,
how he gonna beat his ass and all this shit. Yeah, he stuck his ass. I'm not mad at him for sticking his ass. I'm not finna
hell
fight
no,
no big
I'm
old
not mad at
towering
all. I'm
motherfucker. I'm
actually
gonna get something
hey
and assault
look, I'm
their ass
actually
with it.
So
happy.
you would have did the
You
same thing?
you
I would have did the
well, fuck
same
yeah.
fucking shit.
Hell yeah. I
If
would
I
have
had
cut
a
the
pocket knife
I
in
would
my
have I would
motherfucking
have
bag
I would
and
have
that
bent
motherfucker put his
hey,
hands
look,
on
look,
me
look.
and you
Let me
bigger
tell you
than me,
something.
hell yeah, I'ma stick your
Look,
ass.
look. If motherfucker try to intimidate me. Y'all ever got
Well,
hamburger
I don't
meat
know if I would
out
have
the
stuck him, but
hold on. Let me say this. Y'all ever got hamburger meat out the grocery store, right? And they come in a pack, right?
Yeah.
You know how you gotta you gotta bust that motherfucker open to get the meat out.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just
I would
made
have did that motherfucker the same fucking way. Fuck that fucking pink motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. Good
Yeah, that's
job, young man.
crazy.
y'all
Like,
niggas are fucking
up here and
crazy,
decide that
dog.
you get to bully somebody and then get like you just a whole victim when
Hey,
they fucking retaliate. You big as
real
hell.
quick, Queen. Y'all motherfuckers are worse than Knicks fans, man. But go ahead, you got it, Queen.
So I'm just saying, like, that's crazy. And ain't no motherfucking gray area. All them kids told a different story. If this boy had a fair trial, the reason the prosecution put that damn manslaughter charge up there at the last minute is because the prosecution know damn well they didn't prove their case. They did not. This boy got railroaded because he was black.
And then check this out.
Because
I said I talked about this. I can't remember how long ago
shit.
because I talked about this when this case first started actually, and I said they want us to get used to certain type of treatment and being okay with motherfuckers just stepping to you because these motherfuckers is pink. I'm saying fuck that shit. If they step to you, whoop they monkey ass.
yeah,
Period.
cause you don't get to sit up
The
here
hell?
and bully nobody and then try to play fucking victim. You was a bully and you paid for it with your fucking life. And unfortunately, because they don't believe in white kids having fucking consequences for their fucking action, because white people think they can do whatever the fuck they want to do, they sat up here and railroaded this boy. And his parents stupid as hell because ain't no way in hell that motherfucker would have represented my child. I don't know why they didn't get a black ass lawyer.
I support. I
agree
support
with
this young man. I support this young man.
You the
I'm
one
not
say he was
mad.
grade A.
I
Happy.
support this
You
young
say he was
man.
grade A. I
We
told
need
you that nigga was cheap.
we need y'all to put some dough on that boy's books. Go visit him. Get started on the documentary or something. Interview him. I'm pretty sure he's gonna need some people to talk to on the outside. He's got a lot of time to think about it.
And then, Auntie, I'm gonna say some shit like this too. We still got unfinished business with these motherfuckers. I don't know if you are aware of that or not. When it comes to a culture and a people in particular, I don't know if you want to talk
Nah,
about that.
he didn't have a court appointed attorney,
No,
but
no, 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 no. That's not what I'm talking about,
no,
Auntie.
I was just answering this question in the chat. He didn't have a court appointed attorney. Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I'm gonna leave that one alone then. Okay.
Hell,
Yeah.
a Port appointed attorney probably would have gave him a better defense.
I would have to agree with
Yeah,
you on
I
that.
think so too.
A court appointed attorney would have had a better relationship with that damn judge
And on
and the
top of that,
prosecutors.
those year one, year two kind of attorneys like that, they'll fight tooth and nail. They just lose a lot, but at least they'll
Nah,
fight.
a court appointed attorney would have came to you with a damn plea deal. That's a
Facts.
guarantee.
Facts.
Man, this was a killer, boy. I ain't gonna. They killed this boy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Or they unallowed. My bad. They unallowed this boy.
So even if a
And
plea
folk
deal
had
wasn't favorable,
Bruh.
there has to be one, bro. Or else I gotta fire this damn attorney.
Well, nah, yeah, because that's why I was looking up while y'all was talking. But nah, it was no plea deal.
At least not
Why
what's
is
on
it?
record. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Can I say,
no.
why is it
But
not the same
I gotta
sentiment?
fire this attorney, dog.
You
Because
know what's cold about this case? Whenever they put a staff member up there that wasn't white, they asking them questions like, "Yeah, so you like being here, don't you?" This is a
But
lot better
I
than
don't
what.
look. I don't think. Look, me personally, the black and white thing. Okay, cool. That's kind of shallow to me, though. Personally, we got in this
I agree
scenario,
with
Bro,
that.
right? In this
it's
scenario,
real
wait a minute,
though.
wait a minute,
Hold
wait a minute,
on, hold on, hold on.
wait a minute, because
Let him
let me
finish.
explain something to you
Yeah,
about this
you got
case.
it, Keon.
This
Go
is a
ahead, bro.
case in which one kid went into a situation where he went basically into somebody's house, is what they claim, because they claim this tent culture
Yeah,
BS
all that's
throughout
bullshit.
the
I
whole
ran
entire.
I
track.
can't
Yeah,
let
this
you.
That's
whole
No,
tent
bullshit.
culture be.
I can't
Yeah,
let you. I can't
hold
let
on,
you.
wait
I
a
can't
minute,
let you get
wait
away
a
with that though. No,
I'm not getting away
into
with
some
nothing. I'm just explaining the
into
situation. Can I
somebody's
talk?
house.
Can I
Into
talk?
somebody's
I'm not
house.
saying. Can I
Let me finish
talk?
saying what he's
Thank
saying.
you, because I'm not even saying that's. I agree. I'm just saying this
Hold
is
up.
what the hell they.
Yeah, you gotta let
But
Keon
anyway,
finish.
this tent culture BS, right? Where he supposedly went into somebody's locker room, as they explained it, and and all of a sudden they went up to him, and this whole entire situation happened. That's what happened here. The witnesses, though, is the only thing they can go off of because there's no other pieces of evidence. So there was 21 witnesses on the prosecution side, 6 witnesses on the defense side, and damn near 3 or 4 of those witnesses said that they thought that he did it or he was the aggressor. So it's not about black and white. It's just about
Well, I gotta
25
disagree
people
with
said that
you.
you did it versus you by yourself, and you didn't even say nothing about it because they didn't even put you on the stand. To
Yeah, I mean,
me,
but it was never a
I,
question
I,
whether or
it's
I
an
not
did.
you did it.
underdog story. It's
Hold on,
Even the
and,
little
20
dude
Keon,
people
he
said you did
came
it
with, he
story.
was over there with,
Keon, real
turned
quick,
on
I'm
him
gonna
though.
let you
That was
finish, and then
wild.
I'm gonna let them
Oh, no, I'm
respond to
done.
you.
Go
Hold on,
ahead. Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
just want to read the super chat real quick. Shout out to Doe Eyes with the $10 ball. Appreciate that. She said blessings and chat. She said this was close to OJ, yet the jurors were sequestered from the very beginning. This jury pool was sequestered until later. I knew then what the outcome would be. Man, shout out to Doe Eyes. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. And it's good to see you back, though. But yeah, I got it. Go ahead.
Personally, I think if they was sequestered earlier, this would have went quicker. I'm not. I don't think none of these people cared at
And
all.
that's why I got to disagree about the racial element. There's definitely something racial happening here.
I don't know.
Because this shit don't make no damn sense. Like,
I just
I
think
forgot about
everybody.
that.
It was a popularity contest. Me personally.
I think once it went to trial, all that stuff was out the window. This was open and shut, done. Like this was going to be the
Y'all still trying to
outcome.
make. Yeah, y'all
I'm just
still.
being honest. Like I
This,
don't see any other possible. If y'all really thought that man, that young man was going to walk out of jail, I think y'all are a little delusional. Oh, he was going to walk out of that courtroom. Y'all are a
I
little
didn't even
delusional.
think he was gonna walk out of the courtroom. I thought he would get some time, probation at best. M1 though, I knew the prosecution wasn't gonna be able to prove that,
Yeah,
and they
I mean,
didn't
don't get me
prove
wrong.
it.
I was
Yeah, because the
praying.
whole intent situation.
And I brought
I
this up. I was like, hopefully you get the second degree manslaughter. I said that the other day, but I'm like, once M1 is on the table, this is a possibility. And it's not even just a possibility. It's a
It's
highly
not
likelihood.
like how do you prove premeditation with a situation that was approached to you? How do you prove that? How do you prove that he planned for something that he had no idea was going to happen to him?
And then the
How is
boy
that a
had to
slam
walk
dunk?
down the bleachers to get to him. So like
So
he came and approached him.
what do you think his plan was with the knife in his bag?
I believe that the
He
knife was
probably
just in the
already, and
bag
that's
because the knife was in the bag. I don't
and
think
this is exactly why I wanted him to get on the stand, because if he went on that stand, and because look, I'm from the hood. I know niggas carry knives even when I was in school, period. If he would have sat up there on that stand and said that I carry this knife all the time for protection, from whatever reasoning, for whatever, because he got beat up one time, whatever reasoning, he's from Louisiana, like Buddy was saying. So like I don't know, bro. That's why I wish he would have went
you
on the
know
stand,
how
bro.
many times
I agree with you. That's why I asked that question the other day
no,
too,
it's
Keon.
been
And everybody,
several.
Keon, remember everybody shut me the fuck down. I'm like, I don't know how you can prove that your use of lethal force was proportionate to the threat without putting your damn defendant on the stand, man.
Come on now.
It
Like
was.
I know
I done
it's a
heard
Hail Mary, but bro, it's too much evidence. You
I done
gotta
heard the
pull
nigga
it.
had epilepsy or some
It was a whole bunch of stuff that was not allowed. Like his shoulder, first of all, was injured. Another thing that was not brought up in trial. He did have epilepsy. The judge wouldn't let them bring that into the trial. There's a lot of stuff that they didn't get to bring into the trial that should have been presented to the jury. But even with all of that, this boy has never been in trouble. 35 years is excessive. He did not get a fair trial. And I'm saying, when you got the prosecution asking the people that are not white quantifying questions about, don't you feel good that you in Frisco, bro? That's a problem.
Y'all still trying to make sense of this, and I'm telling y'all what
I
this
agree.
is.
In the only
This
sense, Lord,
this is
before you
example.
go, Lord, the only sense I can make of it is, bro, it's 12 jurors, dog. Like, bro, was
That's a
it 12
fact.
or 10 jurors? It's
I
just
swear.
12. It's just 10, 12 jurors, bro. And that's when it becomes tough. Like, bro, you
That's
rolling
why
the dice,
niggas need
man.
to register to vote. This should be a teaching lesson. Register to vote. That
They
just
went through damn near 700
Hell
people and
no.
Uh,
still,
Hell
real
no, don't
see
register.
exactly,
Hell
and this is
no.
why
Hell
Carmelo got
no,
35
register the
years.
fucking vote.
RP
What is
This
wrong
Queen,
is
with you?
why Carmelo got
RP
35
no,
years.
they
Keon, chill
went.
out for a second. Real quick, Queen. Lord Adius, you got it because I cut him off. My bad.
Y'all still trying to rationalize this, how this happens and what occurs, and it's really simple. It's about intent and example, right? From the second this got out, the intent was never for Carmelo to get any type of win out of this whole circumstance situation. That's why the plea deal would have been such a big deal for him, right? It was to set an example. You can't do this to our boys. No one even mentioned, hey, why do we have two teenage boys fighting for a tent under net rain in a public school track
That's
meet?
not the way it happened, though, man. That's
No, no,
not
no, no,
what
no,
took
no,
place. They're
no, no,
not
no.
fighting.
Why
They're
do we
not
have that
fighting
under?
under a tent, bro.
You're not
He was
understanding.
approached. Why are you saying?
Okay.
Why are you saying a fallacy right now? What are you talking about? That's not what took place. You
What?
literally sugarcoat the situation. What are you
No, no, no.
saying?
I'm asking a true fact, brother. Why do
No,
we
you're
got two
not.
teenage boys
Oh
underneath
my
a tent
goodness, man.
Hold up.
fighting in the rain?
Hey, that's a good question. We're gonna keep it as a rhetorical one. But I got Miss Butterfly Voice. You know what I'm saying, in the building. I'm gonna give her the floor so she don't lose her thought. You got the floor, sis. Go ahead. And welcome to the panel.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, give me 2 seconds. Let me grab my AirPods so I don't wake up my kids, and so y'all don't wake up my kids because it's getting a little loud.
All right.
Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah. I just, like I said, I think the railroad was in place with the initial $1 million bond, which was unreasonable as hell.
Even
like
the judge
which is why exactly that's why it got reduced, so easily, like reduced by 75%.
Yes,
off rip,
crazy.
right there. So that should have just let you know. That's why the defense is horrible. In that situation, you understand. Now, granted, this is the dilemma that defense attorneys got to deal with, though. Like they're not there with you when the act is committed or anything like that. They just forced to defend you once it happens. So they, just like Lord said, man, they're kind of forced to make sense out of nonsense and explain it to a jury. It sucks.
So many people carry pocket knives. It's not like this was some abnormal weapon. It's been so many times, it randomly in life, I needed something to do something with, and I'd be like, "Hey, you got a knife?" And most of the time, some man got a knife on him. It's a pocket knife. Most people carry a pocket knife. It's not something uncommon to have. And maybe in that moment, he remembered that the damn shit was in his bag, and he needed something to get this motherfucker off of him. Like this not hard. It's not hard to give him a defense. And his defense attorney absolutely did not do that. And the fact that the defense attorney didn't do his job, it don't do nothing but make me think that all of them was in cahoots with each other to railroad this boy.
And that's why I say another bullshit thing is that they didn't allow the media or didn't allow them to record. We gotta think this is a state. This is state. You know what I mean? This ain't federal. So they allow, video recordings and stuff like. They ain't allow none of that. The judge said he not gonna. I don't know, man. Like I said,
Well,
I think it's
let me just say
man.
something. Can I say something, man? Can I say something? And I said it before. This is like a sense of trying to send a shock out to brown folks. I don't use that black bullshit. The brown people, American brown motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? To where they want to send a shock to make it seem like, oh, it's okay if we can step to you and fuck you up and let you try to do something. Oh, that's gonna be your ass. That's the signal that I'm hearing. And if you dare try to defend your fucking self, that's your ass. And I'm saying, motherfucker, try it, and that's your monkey ass. That's what I'm saying with this whole shit. I don't want that message to be out here to our young folks. Hey, I think he. Hey, look. I think he did an excellent job. I ain't even going front. Look. This is what I'm doing. You damn right.
And can you hear me now?
That motherfucker step over you, threaten you, and try to motherfucking intimidate you and harm you. Kill that motherfucker. Period.
Well.
All right, sorry, hold on. I'm gonna go to Butterfly Voice real quick because she just got her audio back. So,
yeah, okay, y'all. So y'all can finish having this debate. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give it to y'all. I ain't got no tired. I've been up all day, tired. But I wanted to come up. My fingers. I ain't no typer. My keyboard. I can't do it no more. I just had a couple of points to touch on. So it's been emotional. I will say that much to whoever hearing it. It's been a very, very, very emotional last 9 days. And I think that's whether black, white, Puerto Rican, or Haitian. It's been a lot going on. So I think that everybody, you know what I'm saying? We as black people, colored people, you know what I'm saying? We feeling the heat from the child case and previous cases. We talking about George Floyd. We talking about every case, you know what I'm saying? As a whole, we are talking about cases that happened past, present, You know what I'm saying? So it's emotional. So I say a lot of people, I ain't gonna say a lot, most people are working off of emotions. And I understand that because I was working off of emotions too. With that being said, I think where the mix up is coming now, I will not give it all to everybody working off of emotion because there are races, black and white, and everything else out there. And they just gonna be who they are. They just hate and they hate and they hate, and that's who they are. That was instilled in them. They gonna keep that behavior, and it ain't nothing that nobody can do about it. They harvesting. My thing is that whether it be black or white, for whoever listening, those on this panel, keep your energy. You know what I'm saying? Because those type of people are there to steal your energy. They like energy vampires. Don't give it to them. With that being said, I will say I think that one side is missing a majority of what the other side is, and that is white people are missing what a lot of black people are saying. Because in the majority of the chats, and I've been jumping in and out of the bushes every once in a while, just kind of looking at it. I think I'm obsessed with it at this point. I'm gonna lay off of it after tonight. But a lot of people are not looking and listening, like they're not understanding. I have not seen at least 89% of the people that I've seen in chats and that I've seen content creators are not saying by any means that this young man should have walked free. I have not heard those people saying he did not do anything. What I have heard them saying is that it is not a M1. That I will agree with. But it's another side of the people, whatever, the group of people are saying they're not hearing that, they're not looking at that because they are emotional and working off of the fact that somebody's son, and I'm a parent of 4. They are working off somebody's son is never coming back, and that's emotion. You feel me? But they're not looking at the fact that nobody's saying, not a lot of people are saying this kid should have walked free out of that courtroom because he did nothing. It should have been a lesser charge. I agree with that. I will also say that this case was rigged from the beginning. It went too fast, way too fast. I have never seen a trial on a Saturday. Never. Not only
Facts. I thought I was the only person to notice that.
No,
Facts.
I've never seen a trial on a Saturday. It was rigged from the beginning. Now I will say the 3 black jurors, he did have a jury of his peers. Because see, a lot of people ain't looking at the fact of what the wording is. A jury of your peers are citizens that live in the community that you live in. It is not a color thing. So it's not about color. They looking at, they're not reading the verbiage. They're not looking at what they're saying. He did have a jury of his peers because all of those people were citizens of the community that he lived in. So that
Hold on.
Go look up what a jury of peers is.
No, I know what that.
13% of their population is black. There was not one black juror. That's not a jury of his
I know what that means. I know what that means.
Black people in there.
But this the thing though. That's that word. That's that wordplay stuff, and that's what these people. And that's what these people do. That's what these people do. And my thing is, and this is my thing is, when they start playing with you, I'm telling you, I'm not. Look, I'm just saying, y'all keep wanting to do all this little bullshit if all you want to. Look, look. What the hell have these people done to take over stuff that already belong to us? Do you think they was talking? Do you think they was talking? What did they do? Guns blazing. Knives and swords blazing. Man, I'm telling you, don't get me started on. I'm telling you,
we got to relax a little bit.
I'm just not gonna yell with you because it don't make sense. I understand you working off.
It don't make sense. It don't make sense what I'm saying. Is that what you're saying? What I'm saying don't make sense. Is that what you're telling me?
Huh?
You yelling is what I'm saying.
Is what I'm saying. What I just said. Are you saying what I just said don't make sense?
Nah, hold up. Here, I mean, she.
Is that what you're saying?
Wait a second.
I'm not going to yell back and forth.
You ain't got to yell, but I'm asking you a question.
Hold up, Star P. Hey. I mean,
Okay.
she can
You know
correct
what?
me if
You
I'm
got the
wrong.
floor,
That
buddy.
no, that's
I'm a
what
back
I
off.
heard her
Sure.
say.
I'm a back
No,
off.
hey,
I'm a back.
that's what
You,
I
you
heard
go
her
ahead,
say
Phil.
was that, you know what I'm
You go
saying, she
ahead.
wasn't trying to yell back and forth with you, but at the same time, we talking about a court case is already in past tense. Like the verdict is out, sentence is
Bro,
out. Well,
it's the
let me
same thing. It's the
let
same thing though,
let
Auntie.
let me finish.
That's the
Let me
establishment
finish,
though,
Star.
Auntie,
Let me
that
finish,
we're
Star P, and
dealing
I'm gonna give
with.
it back to you because I've been working all day too, and I'm a little on the tired side. I ain't yelling back and forth with you neither. You know what I'm saying? But no, we talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's already done. We're just having a discussion. So I get it. You just kind of sound a little militant
Yeah.
at the moment. That's my take on it. You just sound a little militant, and I respect and
Emotional.
empathize and understand your passion.
Mm.
It's just I don't think anybody else on the panel is there with you right now. But you got it.
It's
So
all
Star
good.
P,
I'll leave it.
No,
Fuck it,
because
man.
I say,
I'll
go
leave it
ahead.
alone, man. And I'm used to that, man. Because
I
I'm
don't
trying to do.
disagree.
No, it's just I say that I would do the same
I try to
thing.
organize niggas a
Nah,
long
you
time
not really
ago.
saying nothing.
And
Sir,
That's why I'm saying you
you
can't be
not
saying nothing
alone.
special, especially if it ain't in reality. Ain't nobody about to sit up here and say that they would let no white person or anybody sit above them and do nothing to them without them doing something back. We talk about in the context of this. Would you sit up there and then pop and
bro,
then
they
jab
don't went
somebody?
to
That's what we
they don't
talking
went
about.
into
Yeah, I would expect
churches.
you.
These
I'm
Caucasians don't
I'm
went into the
sorry.
churches and
If
killed people at
if
church, bro. And this motherfucker got a hamburger in his hand. What are y'all talking about?
if
What
I
are y'all
had
saying right now, bro?
let's not make it a knife. Let's make it a pen. If I got
That's
a
crazy,
pen in
man.
my bag and I feel like this giant motherfucker finna put their hands on me, that motherfucker is stuck with this goddamn pen. You not
I
fit to
mean,
beat the
hey,
shit out of me. You not fit to
And
do that.
y'all,
You not fit to knock me down no bleachers. You not fit to
and
do that.
y'all, and y'all think
Like
y'all think
he
he
was
wrong?
in a situation where allowing this boy to actually punch on him could have put him in a worse predicament than what he was. I don't fault him for sticking his ass with a damn pocket knife.
I would have stuck his
I
ass
truly
too.
believe that it was self defense on his part. I'm not finna sit up here and
yeah,
pretend like, oh, there
yeah, I
is no
disagree
way
with that.
possible it could have been self defense. What?
Yeah, I disagree
That's
with that.
insane. He didn't have a proper defense. All of us know good and well if you got somebody towering over you while you sitting down
So when
threatening
you
you,
say
you
he
not
didn't
fit
have a
to.
proper another proper, are you saying he didn't have no other choice, like at all?
From the way that they described this, they didn't even bring it to the court that he was surrounded. That boy that was supposed to be his friend. Now, you was a teenager once, and I'm pretty sure you've seen teenagers
So you
behave.
saying yes,
If
no,
yes,
maybe so?
if what did you pulling your cell phone out for and acting like you recording it?
That yeah, we had talked about that the other day too. That actually makes no sense. It
It
actually
makes
sounds
no
like a
sense at
fucking
all.
lie.
That's crazy.
It does sound like a lie.
And
Like
the
especially in
officer,
this day and age,
right?
they pull it out, they record.
And
Like
the
that.
officer and the officer that took the phone said that he didn't even send it in for like forensics or nothing. He just basically he analyzed it, went to his whatever, and then gave it back to him. He didn't even go to the deletes. He said he didn't even know what that was. So I don't know, bro. It's all bad. It's all bad.
And then you got to think about this too. When it comes to these systems already operate against people that look like us already, anyways. Have y'all forgotten about that?
And you gotta think too, if there was evidence for these people to, some of these people
Man,
probably could have been
tripping,
prosecuted.
bro.
Like Eddie, I think Eddie was supposed to get prosecuted because he probably
Which I've seen situations like that where okay, I remember I used to work with a dude that was on work release, bro. This is years ago, and he got now. This is in the state of Florida. He was in like Key West or something, and he used to just stay getting drunk, going out, starting fights, whatever. And of course, he got drunk, went out, started a fight, and his homie, got murked. You know what I'm saying? Beat to death, or something happened in the fight, and he was charged with like second degree
that's what I'm saying.
manslaughter, something like that. And he had to do 5 years. He had
That's
to do
what I'm
5
saying.
years over that. Now granted, his parents were rich, hell of a lawyer, you know, hell of a lawyer, and he got like stupid rich while he was in jail because he was playing the stock market and shit. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, so I agree with you with the whole Eddie could have possibly been charged with something too. Um, being in there. But I mean, I think it was pretty much established he didn't really have anything to do with it at all, other than inviting.
Man, that bullshit, man. Come on, bro. Like 20 niggas went up there and ABC 1 2 3 did until it went to until we got to either when when the quote unquote push happened, what they said. Have you noticed that nobody ever gave detail about what Austin was saying? Have you noticed that?
No, I did hear some detail like that. They was drawing back and forth with each other, but
No, they
I
would
pretty
say
much
they was cussing. They would ask you,
yeah
"Are
they
they
were
cussing
cussing
back and
it, but
forth?"
yeah,
But they wouldn't
Austin called
ask him what did Austin specifically say though.
yeah
Like,
Austin called him a bitch, but I mean, bro, but at the
Bro,
same time,
I even heard they
Austin
pent
called
him
him a
up.
bitch.
I heard they pent him up, bro, and like put him against like the wall, like get the fuck up out of here, like on some, like, bro, like come
Star
on,
P,
man.
there is no wall. That's what I'm saying. That now we repeating stuff
No, I'm
that
not
was not
saying a
on the.
wall.
I'm
It's
just
like
saying that wasn't on the court transcript.
you grab somebody up, bro. You know you could grab. You ain't gotta grab. You ain't
I know
gotta
what you're
put
saying.
somebody
You
on. You
yoke
know what I'm
them, you
saying?
jack them up, but that's not on the court transcript. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. That's not on the court transcript, so a jury can't take that into consideration.
yeah, I can't wait to see those. Boy, I'm
You know,
trying to look for those.
we heard a good portion of it when we was on Is the other day. So
Well, no, those is notes, but like the actual transcript, that should be dropping here in a minute. I
yeah,
can't wait to see those.
I wouldn't mind. I'm going to check out the entire court transcript, but based on just that part that I saw, and also I checked out what they were reporting on some news networks, mainstream media news networks. You know, what we heard on is pretty much corroborated a bunch of that. So, I
No,
mean,
yeah, she had. That's why I was. That's why I said that stuff was amazing because it was like, but I didn't know that she was in the court. I thought she got this from like somebody or paid somebody or had some insight
yeah,
or something. But that was even better. But go ahead.
yeah. I mean, yeah, she had like probably a recording device or something like that, and was able to take get the text from it. But that's like I said, this is just a sad situation.
And
It's
then the
just
judge was sitting up there telling them people that they need to hear it because he want to go on vacation. Like,
Yeah, he's supposed to be retiring or something. It's like
he basically threatened the jurors to come back with a decision. He threatened them with sequestering them. Like, bro,
yeah,
this is all kind
basically,
of
because think
misconduct.
about it. What person wants to stand? First of all, they would have to sit here until 11 o'clock at night is what he said. And then after that, they got to go back to a hotel with nothing in it but a bed and some light. Like, come on, bro. Yeah, of course they going to rush this. They trying to go home. They're not worried about this little kid. They don't give a damn. This is what I'm saying. This is, man, go ahead.
I
Like,
do
how
give it.
you?
I do give a damn, man, because I know. I have a young son, and for the area that I live in, I know what he goes through when it comes to other people that don't share his ethnicity, and it's mostly immigrant motherfuckers, foreigner motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And don't get it twisted. People forget. People forget this certain point. This is another important point that people don't want to talk about. Caucasians are foreigners too. So this gets sketchy if you. I'm just saying. I know people probably don't want to talk about it. Don't want to say like and want to skip around and tiptoe. But I'm telling you, nah, man. If this if I'm telling you right now, if we allow our young boys to allow, I don't give a hell. This motherfucker could be a fucking 20 foot, 1,000 foot giant and stand over him and just say, you gotta move. Oh, what authority, motherfucker? Who the fuck are you?
hey, I agree with that.
That's bro. I'm serious, bro.
I
Hey
but
man.
Hey, I broke that
Amen.
down like I was checking out, you know what I'm saying, some of them right wing networks and stuff. And a lot of them tried to start up with he could have just moved like he was told to move. It's like, hold up, hold up. That's what we not gonna let you do. Okay. Um that boy is on trial for M1, and his defense is self-defense. He's not on trial for not doing as he's told by some 17-year-old white boy. Like that's already established. That white boy ain't have nobody underneath that tent had the authority to make him leave or give him a direct order to leave. That boy was
Well,
not
that ain't what they presented in court.
Carmelo was not officially trespassing.
That's not how they presented it in court.
I mean, that's not how they presented it in court. But as I stated before, you got the guilty verdict because of the proportionality aspect of it. Look,
He got a guilty verdict because these folks is racist.
And then
yeah,
Auntie, hold on.
that's
I got some
extremely
more.
shallow.
And
Like, come
we
on, man, we
don't.
smarter than
No,
that,
no,
man.
no, no. What
Better
we
than
don't
that,
do,
Queen.
we don't do ourselves any favors by not calling out the injustice of this unjust
All right, fuck
justice
it. We're
system.
all we're all victims. Let's just go run and hide.
You
You're
can
right.
call it a victim if you want to,
No.
because
We're
speaking
all
truth to
victims.
power,
We have no
you
choice. We have no chance
you
in life. We're dark
you
skinned.
don't
We're fucked.
you don't correct the issue by ignoring the issue. You speak out on the issue so the issue can be corrected. There were a lot of things that were not right inside of this trial. So sitting here trying to justify these wrongs as if it's okay doesn't do us any favors.
No, what I'm doing here right now, like what I'm doing now, y'all, I'm letting y'all have y'all conversation. I respect your opinion, Queen. What I'm doing is trying to understand or at least explain how the jury came back with a damn guilty verdict within 3 hours based on the evidence that was presented to them. That's it. So the only thing that I can think of is the proportionality aspect. Non-lethal force was met with lethal force. Boom. In the state of Texas, you got M1.
Well, the
All right.
problem with your argument
And
is
I think a lot of surface level, shallow thinking Negroes that want to make everything about fucking race, which I'm not saying that's a total non-factor here. I'm not saying that shit. And I think you can factor into consideration when you talk about the overcharging aspect of it. But when it comes to that jury deliberation room, this was pretty clear cut and dry when M1 was on the table.
and the
Nah, I
problem with
disagree
your
with that.
argument, the problem with your argument is that's not what was presented at the trial. The only time lethal force against non-lethal force was brought up was when one of those children said it on the stand, and they was probably prompted to say that by the prosecution. The prosecution did not present that. Nobody presented that. So that's the problem with your argument. I watch these cases. I actually read the
Nobody
law.
has been able to explain to me how this Caucasian boy, um, like, was a threat of lethal force.
What are you talking
Like,
about? We done told you
what
several
was he a
times.
bully? Did he put his hands on somebody unlawfully and unjustly? Absolutely.
Yes.
Did he deserve, hold up? Did he deserve to likely get knocked the fuck out, get his shit busted the fuck open, like split wide the fuck open, get his cap peeled back, whatever you want to fucking call it? Absolutely. But as far as proportionality, right there, like the force, the response has to be proportionate to the threat. And
The response is proportionate to the threat. I'm
oh
sitting
my
down
god,
and your big ass is standing up over me.
Nah, I just
What am
nah.
I
Can I just
supposed
say?
to do?
Can I just say something real quick though? Because I'm wondering where that same consideration is when the roles are reversed. Like I said, when it comes to these certain shootings that these Caucasian motherfuckers be doing, and they motherfuckers get burger and fries and shit, and like what the fuck? The fuck go? Huh?
let
You
me let
going
me
to church? Not,
let me
bro,
explain
I
that
don't
this.
know
shit.
how
That
we sitting
shit
up here
doesn't.
Yeah,
That
justifying
y'all
shit
do
don't make
understand.
sense, bro.
This
It
is one of
doesn't
the
make sense,
reasons.
bro.
This is one of the reasons why none of these Negroes that have this attitude are ever selected for jury duty.
these folks don't get
You know
selected
what
for
I'm
All
jury
right.
saying?
duty
Because you
I'm
got a
they
basic ass
I'm
because
gonna
they
way of
leave it.
stupid.
thinking.
I'm gonna leave
And
it.
understand,
I'm gonna leave it alone. But I think
jurors got
I think the
specific
young man did a
fucking
good
instructions
thing.
in
I ain't
their
gonna front.
feelings their feelings have to be put to the goddamn side, and you have to actually take the law into consideration, not how the fuck you feel. So I'm pretty sure y'all motherfucking get out of jury duty every fucking time you call.
So,
So I say register to vote, man.
black folks, some, not all, just don't know how to shut the fuck up. Cause you can have whatever bias you want to have. You think them folks sat up there on their jury and didn't have no bias, didn't already have their mind made up before they went back there for deliberations? They did. They just know how to play the game. And the problem with a lot of black folks like they got up there talking about, I don't think I can send a brother to jail. Even if that's how you felt, why did you have to make that come out of your mouth? That boy needed you on that jury. Now, as far as them dismissing those 3 black women, well, there was a white woman that was also an educator that got to sit on the jury.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's so many loopholes to this bullshit, man. That's just.
But also
man,
keep
boy.
in mind with this, Queen, when you got a jury of your peer citizens, you're gonna have educators, you're gonna have civil servants, and you're also gonna have parents on that.
But no,
fucking
if
jury.
your specific reasoning is because these 3 are all educators, then why the hell did you let this? I think she was
This
Middle
other
Eastern.
woman that's an
This other
educator
up there.
The only
Exactly.
difference is she happens to be white.
Hey,
Oh, she was white. Okay.
I'm not going to disagree with you, but the defense has a say so in jury selection as well, and they select jurors based on a lot more than just their fucking race and profession.
No, you missing the point.
Actually, you are. You're just ignoring the point.
I'll wait.
No, I'm just saying you're ignoring the point, Queen.
No,
You know
I'm not
saying?
ignoring the point.
When you're
You're missing the
selecting a
point of
jury,
what I am saying.
when a
They
lawyer is
struck.
selecting a jury,
wait.
they look at things a lot further than y'all do. Y'all are looking at somebody's race and profession. Oh, we're just gonna choose jurors based on their fucking skin tone and where
But
they
see,
work.
you not
No,
listening
that's
to
not how it works.
what you're not listening to what their reasoning was, and the reason that they gave was profession. And I'm saying, if those 3 black women were struck from the jury because of their profession, then how come the white woman with the same profession was not struck from the jury?
Because it's
The
likely more to
the
it than just
defense
their
attorney tried to file a bashing motion because of it, and the judge didn't even let him get his sentence out before he said no. But if you said, as the prosecution, I'm striking these 3 because they are educators and I feel like it'll bring a bias to the case, but then this other woman is an educator as well, and you approve her to be on the jury, please explain to me what's the difference between them 3 and her.
both the prosecution and the defense approved them to be on the jury. So it's agreed upon by the prosecution and the defense, dog. I'm just saying, it's like, so if
So
we
we
want to
don't
go
have
back
no
to
answer
flipping
to
on,
that. And that's what I'm
don't get me
saying.
wrong, we're gonna
Justifying an unfair system does not benefit anybody.
because
And
it's
that
not
type of stuff needs to be called out.
not as
And
simple
that
as
type
that.
of stuff they need to be held accountable for.
I'm not look just like the prosecution strikes jurors, the defense has the same exact opportunity. So why the fuck like again, let's put it on the attorneys if anything. Like you put it on the attorneys, his attorneys, the attorneys that his parents put under damn retainer to work for
You
him and
put it
give him
on
the
at
best
all.
damn defense possible.
Why can't you put it on the system too? Like, I mean, I think
Because the
America's
system
great
is
too, but
doing it.
sometimes the system does have holes in it. Like,
I,
it
I
just
agree
do.
with that too. It's an imperfect judicial system that we have,
And that's
without a
what I'm
doubt.
saying. We can't sit up here and keep justifying this nonsense.
It's just
We's
getting
looking at
bullshit at this
bullshit.
point.
It needs to be
I'm not
called out.
justifying. I'm not justifying it. What I'm saying is that man's legal aid dropped the fucking ball. And if that's who was representing you, they gave you a shitty defense. I even brought up jury selection. I think the jury selection was shitty. And fuck who got struck and why they were there and everything else. You selected them shitty because they came back with a damn verdict too goddamn quick. They came back with a verdict too quick. Y'all supposed to take all of that shit into consideration before you even select jurors. Okay? Like you as your fucking defense, you supposed to do that shit. So I don't think they put enough into that. They presented a shitty ass case, and on top of that, I don't see how you can not put your defendant on the stand. And also, there's no fucking plea deal like on the table, documented, any of that shit. I don't even see why this shit went to trial. I think the kid's got to fucking plead guilty and try to get the fuck out of there in less than a decade and a half, because it's clear that he did it. He's clear that he fucking did it, and you're in
He
fucked up
admitted it.
shape where you are. I'm just saying, like where you are, and the fact that there's a dead white boy there, you're likely to do some fucking time. Like, this is the situation, right, wrong, whatever. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm trying to get you the fuck, like as your attorney, I should be trying to get you the fuck out as soon as possible. That's my job. And they dropped the ball on that shit, man. They dropped the ball. The prosecutor's job is to put him in as long as possible, and his defense's job is to get him out as soon as possible.
I don't disagree, because look, even at the sentencing, right? They only brought up his mom, and supposedly all she did was just say that that's my baby and I love him, and they dismissed her. So again, these niggas are so fucking trash. They are so trash, and I hate to even laugh because it's like I'm really pissed off.
I know what you're saying.
They
it's not
are
funny.
so
It's just like,
fucking
fuck,
trash.
Bro.
This
Fuck,
shit is,
bro. I just feel bad for that boy, man. Just as a father, my son 20 years old, bro, and so he's about Carmelo Anthony's age, and it's like, bro, that's got to be a really uncomfortable conversation to have with your son, even leading up to this point. And I mean, even because I know kids make mistakes, and even if that was my kid, yeah, that's a fucked up mistake that you made, but I'm gonna do everything I can. Of course, you got to be held accountable for the mistake that you made, but I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure you get the best fucking defense possible, and we get you back home as soon as possible.
supposedly
His
parents got up.
Can I ask?
His
My
go
bad.
ahead. Because this is just supposedly his parents got up and walked out as soon as they heard the verdict. They didn't even stay. They just got up and walked out, man. Like, I don't know, bro. I just feel for him. But go ahead, ADS.
Well,
That was me, Star P. But
That's
if somebody else want
ADS.
to talk, no, go ahead, go ahead.
Somebody else.
Whoever got something to say, but I got something to say. But go ahead, whoever, if somebody got something to say, go ahead.
no, go ahead and say what you was gonna say.
Yeah, I thought you was ADS.
See, this is all I'm saying. Because, like, I've heard a lot of people say this is a high profile case, which it is. And this is I said it earlier. I'm telling y'all right now, this is going to put thing inside of young boys' mind. If this flies, they're going to accept this type of behavior from all these other races of motherfuckers. I'm telling you right now, that's literally the programming that is going to happen, man. And I'm here to say, as a 42-year-old man, fuck that. You try that shit, that's what's gonna happen to your monkey ass. Yep. I'm just saying. I'm telling you. Hey, look. I don't care who don't like it. Y'all could dance around this stuff if you want to, but this shit is real. This psychological warfare is real, and it starts in the courts, and it starts with law enforcement. It starts with all that shit. That's where it starts.
Now I agree with what Butterfly Voice said. I mean, I heard that much of the boy Eddie's testimony, and I mean he was a prosecution witness.
Yeah,
He was a prosecution. You know what I'm saying? A witness for the prosecution. So that was what it was.
But that's why I think this whole it's just all suspicious. The man talking about he pulled his phone up but didn't record. I was just joking. Like him saying that he was really antagonizing the situation a little bit. Like, I'm just like, I don't know. It's all weird, man. It's just all weird. Him trying to deny that he wasn't even his friend.
It's very strange.
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, okay, so I get it. He he had he like he was allowed to be underneath this tent, but at the same time, when this situation happens where it happens, you're not gonna have any witnesses that are on your side. Like you're just not, because that shit happened literally behind enemy lines.
But that don't matter. Given the fact that they all told conflicting stories about what happened, if the defense would have done their job, then I doubt this boy will be looking at 35 years. Because those children was not credible witnesses. And when the transcripts show out, if y'all decide to read them, you will see that.
Well, I mean, whether they were credible or not, they were the only witnesses.
But credibility means something. Like you really could not believe
Well,
anything that they say. The
okay,
only reason that
I'll
the
tell you what
prosecution,
makes them the most credible, Queen,
it
is
don't
that
make them credible at all. Like I'm
okay,
pretty
the
sure
fact
if
that
any
they're
of those jurors
eyewitnesses.
if
They're
any of
eyewitnesses.
those jurors decide to give an interview, I'm pretty sure that they're going to let it be known that those witnesses was not credible. The only thing that gave the prosecution any ledge was those last three questions that they all prepped them to say, and they all stood firm on those three things, and the defense offered nothing to rebut that, and that is why this boy is looking at 35 years.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to totally disagree with you. I'm just saying they're eyewitnesses. They're not character witnesses. They're not expert witnesses. They're
But if
eyewitnesses.
your eyewitnesses is all telling a different damn story, then ain't nobody telling the truth. All of them told a different story.
Right? Either nobody's
Nobody,
telling the truth, one person's
nobody
telling
was
the truth,
consistent with anything about
or
what happened.
everybody could possibly be telling the truth because they're interpreting what they saw, in
Okay,
different
but
ways. That
I'm
happens
not.
because the shit
I
happens so
actually
goddamn quick.
sat here and
I
listened
mean,
to the people that was in the courtroom and reported this shit the best that they could to their abilities, and listened to these stories, and even read what I think NBC put out transcripts. I read that too. No, they're not credible. None of them told the same story. They all was sitting up there lying. It's very clear. It's very obvious. So saying that the weaknesses was, no, they didn't. The only thing that they did was prep them to answer three questions or say three things. And that's basically what they built their case on. They didn't prove what they prosecuted him for.
they prosecuted him for M1. Um, bro, oof.
And didn't prove them on it. They did not prove it. In the court of law, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. And what a jury is supposed to do is debate upon the facts and the letter of the law. And they did not prove
Beyond a
their
reason
case
and beyond a reasonable damn doubt.
beyond a
Hold up.
reasonable doubt.
So I'm gonna ask Queen. What are you more so leaning toward? So I get it. You believe the M1 was off the table. So are you looking for the lesser charge, which is the second degree manslaughter, or just boom,
A
that's it?
manslaughter charge would
Injured,
have been a
found
more,
self defense, let him off, let him walk. You tell
well,
me which one.
based on the letter of the law and the fact that the prosecution did not prove that case, he should have walked. If we just gonna be technical about it. But
If you can't
to
prove your case, then what there is no case, then it gotta be dismissed. And it is what it is. You gotta prove your case if you're the prosecution. And that's what they
All
don't
right.
be doing. The prosecution be making up stuff a lot of times and trying to let that shit ride as if it has some validity. But they don't even have they don't even have first hand knowledge of what took in or what the whatever the testimony is. All they have is hearsay information. That's it. And which should not even be admissible in a court of law. If
and
you
a lot
don't
of
have
things
first hand knowledge of what took place, you shouldn't even be talking unless
if
you yourself have a valid claim. If you don't
Hey,
have a
and
claim, you shouldn't be saying shit.
there
hey,
are things that were not brought into evidence that should have been in evidence. So, for instance, if they bring into evidence that Carmelo's shoulder was messed up because he had a football injury, Does that give you more credibility to why he probably stuck this boy instead of trying to punch his ass out?
I
There are things that were not allowed inside of the trial to give him a defense that should have been allowed in the trial. There is the question of why they showed these people a grainy video instead of showing the 4K video. It's a lot of suspicious things that went on with their trial. But according to the letter of the law, with them not including lesser charges, he should have walked based on letter of the law. But in a morality sense, yeah, he should have got some type of punishment because at the end of the day, you did stick somebody with a knife that you should not have had. Did it warrant murder one? No, it did not. No, it did not. And if we supposed to believe in the judicial system is supposed to be fair. That includes not overcharging people. So what I am noticing is that for people that don't
What?
look like us, they can overcharge them and they can walk. But if they overcharge us, we gonna get that.
Hold on.
Well,
Let me just add this because I know about the corpus, the corpus subpoena, and this is some Latin terminology a lot of people don't know about. It's the corpus. Basically, it's the body. It's the body of the whole situation. So us just saying that he did a certain thing, none of us up here were there to witness it. So technically, none of us can actually say that. So it gets correct. Matter of fact, all right, no, I ain't about to get too crazy. Go ahead though. My bad. But yeah, I'm just. But my bad though. I'm just. But no, he should walk. At the end of the day, he should walk. Free young man. And if a motherfucker do that shit again, do the same motherfucker thing if you did it. Allegedly, if you did it. And
Now,
that's
real
where I'm
quick,
at with it.
real quick, Star P. Okay, so these are the scales of justice, right? That's the symbol they always use. And so I'm gonna give Queen a little bit of
I'm
not
familiar.
pushback, but just a little slight correction. The scales of justice, not fair, they're blind. They're supposed to be blind. Supposed to
Well,
And
be.
it
it
was blind in
weighs.
this case.
It's
Blind doesn't
weighs.
necessarily mean fair.
That's true.
It wasn't blind in this case.
You know, I say that's why I use the term "supposed to be." That's why I said I'm gonna give you a little pushback, a little pushback.
You
Um,
know what? Auntie. You know what's crazy? You know what would be interesting
mm,
if the actual either the administrator or the so-called judge was blindfolded while they're listening to what's going on.
And
the
that's
That
jurors
would
were
be that
blindfolded.
would be very interesting, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody blindfolded and everybody just listening. These are open your ears. You don't have no vision or nothing. You just gotta listen. You don't get to see shit. You just listen. But that's not the case, bro. So yeah.
man, look, man, it's a lot of bullshit, and there's no denying it. Period. And at the end of the day, I think I wouldn't say that he should go free. That's a little crazy to me personally, but
Man, let that young man
this is
walk.
crazy. This is
That
nuts.
motherfucker tried to
35 years
intimidate
is
him.
nuts, man.
Him and his brother. You think he should? You really think he deserved 35 years? Is that what you saying?
No, see, that's what I'm saying. You keep conflating shit. Like when we disagree, you always try to conflate it and
My
make it
bad. I was just,
extreme.
I was just, I was just
Yeah, I mean,
asking a question. I was just
cause
asking
it's
a question.
just
My
like
bad. And I ain't mean to cut
it
you off, but
has
go ahead.
nothing. It has nothing to do with wanting him to get 35 years. It's just a simple fact that no, I wouldn't have unalived somebody. You know, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would come to that conclusion. If somebody pushed me, I wouldn't have. It wouldn't have ended up with a child being on the floor breathing for his life. You know, it just wouldn't have. Period. Dot. Like I don't. Maybe I could have. Yeah,
thing, but people
you
act
can sit
like
up
that
there and
was
say that I would have
intentional.
got pushed or got punched, and my head would have hit the steel bench, and I would have got. But just me personally, I don't
Now,
know. I
now,
wouldn't have did
now,
it.
what if they would have pounded you out and then you wouldn't even know it, and then you be dead, and then what? And then you wouldn't even be able to talk about what you wouldn't have done
What if he hit
instead of
him?
instead of protecting yourself. What if he
Wait,
would have did something to you?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What if he hit
What if
him?
they would have jumped you?
What if he
What if they
hit
would
him
have? You see? Yeah,
and
that's what I'm saying.
he had a seizure and he fell down them
Concussion
damn bleachers and got
and
fucked
died.
out?
And then what? And then what? We wouldn't even be talking about this shit right now. Come
It's
on,
Listen,
not as
man.
if he
hey,
intentionally he took out the knife to kill the boy. That's not what he was trying to do. He was trying to get himself out of a fucked up situation. So to say I wouldn't have killed somebody, he didn't intentionally try to kill that boy. That's crazy.
that's
This
why I
was
believe
But that's what
unfortunate. It should
happened.
have
It's
been
not
a
about intentions.
man.
It's about
that's what I said.
reality. That's what
And,
No,
happened.
it's always about intent. No, don't get it
nah,
twisted. It's
hold up.
always about
No,
intent.
it's not. When
Yes,
again,
it
in
is.
reality,
Hey,
somebody's on the floor, gone. It's no, it's not. It's not about your intentions at that point. Rather,
all right,
regardless
but
of your intentions, you're going to jail. Like, I
No,
mean,
that's
at the
not
end of the
nah,
day,
but
true.
I
you're
mean,
going to
Because
jail.
by definition of the law,
the intent
intention
isn't to
is
unalive,
part.
but the intent is to commit the act that led to one being unalive. Like that's
What
what I'm
about
saying.
the intent? What about the intent of the boy standing over and intimidating them, man? Come on. Are we just gonna ignore that?
So
Come
if
Yeah,
on,
you
man.
if you
and
intimidate, so wait, if you
Oh my
intimidate, hold
goodness,
on, let me
hold
ask
man.
him
up.
though.
By the
Go ahead.
definition of the law, that falls into the category of assault and battery, but not M1.
And then let's make it personal. So if you intimidate me, I have the right to unalive you. Is what you telling me?
Yes. Yep.
Well, that's actually considered assault. You know, if you
Yeah.
walk up
Well,
over me, you stand
Intimidation? No, no,
over
no.
me. No, if
Intimidation.
you stand over me with a threat of any type of violence, that constitutes assault. Yeah, that's assault. As soon as you put your hands on me, that's battery. That's why the charge be assault and then assault and battery.
Though what but then
I don't know. We gotta look that up.
I have to
Yeah,
beg this
dog.
question. Hold on, I
Yeah,
have to beg this
yeah,
question.
dog. It's deep,
Hold on.
dog.
It may
It's
be
just like
Hold
considered
if
on. Whoa,
harassment,
whoa,
but I
whoa,
don't
whoa.
know about
it's just
Let me
assault.
like
let me ask
okay,
this.
like
I have to
When
look that
when
up.
does it
you
get to
walk up, hold up 1 second, Sarp. Like if you walk up on a cop, for example, with the intent to intimidate a cop, for real, they'll charge you with that. That's assault on a Leo. That's assault on a law
But
enforcement officer. Soon
but
as
you
you
know
put
what?
your hands on a cop, that's assault and battery on a law enforcement officer. It's the same thing. So assault is coming up and invading somebody's personal space with intimidation or the intent to intimidate, whatever. But that's assault. That's why usually you see assault and battery or even
what
aggravated assault.
though what about threat though? The threat of harm,
Yeah,
the threat of something.
I mean, but
Then
Mm.
now that escalates it to, oh, you threatening my life.
Yeah.
hold up, hold
Especially
up. Hey,
from this thug in
I
Austin
can I can
Metcalf that
threaten to
popped
punch
up
you
on
in
me.
the
You know.
mouth. I can threaten to punch you
All
in
right,
the
man.
mouth, but am I threatening your life? And that's where the proportionality comes in.
You didn't just threaten to punch me. You put your fucking hands on me. Bro,
And
I'm
then
sitting down, you standing up over me, and you big as hell. You big as hell compared to me.
and then not even only that. How long are you supposed to wait for a motherfucker to hurt you if they saying they about to do something to you?
That's what I
Hey,
said.
That don't even make sense.
Star P, I will not disagree with you at all. That's why I had Carmelo Anthony just bust him in his face. You know what I'm saying? With a closed fist, as hard as he could.
I got to go.
But
That day,
no, that's
he wouldn't.
bullshit. That's
He wouldn't
bullshit.
even.
Because
He wouldn't even be facing assault
why are
charges.
you even inviting me for a fight? Why are you even inviting me to a physical altercation in the first place?
And I'm just chilling.
And I'm just sitting there chilling. I was talking to
I'm
this
not just
nigga, and
trying
then
to
I'm just
see.
sitting there chilling.
The
Hey,
fuck?
You personally
No.
invite me to this bullshit when I don't want to is already irritating me. That's why I want to poke you in the first place. Because why the hell are you
hey,
even putting me in this situation?
and I feel you. That's why that's when like the provocation comes into play and all of that stuff. But I believe it was the proportionality that got him. It was just the fact that the
Now, me
I
too.
got to
proportionality.
go.
Me too.
Thank
I mean,
you.
we gotta be
I'm
honest. We
not
gotta be honest.
disagreeing
We
with you,
gotta be
dog.
honest.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I'm like, bro, you got a right to defend yourself when somebody invades your personal space. I'm not gonna wait for somebody to hit me, man. You come into my arm's reach, that means I'm probably in your arm's reach, bro. I gotta
And
either
one and look, Antito,
number one back the fuck up, or I gotta number two move the fuck forward. Like that's what it is. You know what I'm
and
saying?
one of the
Hey,
witnesses, right? And one of the witnesses, right? They said that
What's up,
he
Queen?
did it twice, right? He go ahead, Queen. My bad. Go ahead.
no, I'm just saying that I want to say a couple of things and then I'm gonna get up out of here because this is fucking with my mental health. I cannot with this.
No,
Um,
mental health awareness month is last month. Now
we feel like
you
we
in a
need.
space of crazies now. We all fucked up here now. Come on.
It's not y'all. It's just this whole
I'm just playing
situation.
with
It's everything that's going on in this country right now. This is a lot for me. So I'm gonna say this: if your black ass really feel like you're gonna have a better life by moving away from black folks, you need to make sure you educate your children about what it is to be black in America. Because I really think that if they had educated this boy properly and let him know that these people do not see you as an equal, they just smile nice, then maybe this would have never even happened. It would have been a different scenario. Perhaps he would have got up and left. And that sucks that you have to get up and leave, but that's just the fucking society that we live in. And all of this is unfortunate. So if we gonna act like it's so bad or we moving up in the world because we can move away from the people that look like us, we at least need to equip our children better for what they up against in this society. I think more of us need to do stuff like get into
What's up,
the
Black
judicial
Pearl?
system. We need to do more and get into politics. We need to involve ourselves in all of these things. We need to stop taking these jobs that keep society running and actually start getting into places that dictate how society is ran because this not working no more. And thanks for
And,
having me up, Auntie. I gotta go.
and then
That's
I
all
just
good.
want to add to what you just said though, sis. Like for on some real shit. That's what I was saying earlier. We can't get our young people, our young men and our young women used to this type of treatment from these other fucking cultures of people. I'm telling you right now, they're trying to set a stage. It's like, oh, this is allowed, and if we gotta be able to beat you up, and you not say nothing or do nothing. I'm telling you, that's the message. This is the message that I'm getting. This is literally the message that I'm getting from this situation. You gotta be okay, however way we treat you. That's
Yeah, this
literally
is
the message
crazy.
that I'm getting. I'm
Yeah,
saying,
that's what
fuck
I didn't like
that.
from the right wing networks and channels. They're like they always trying to say that, oh well, why didn't he just leave? It's like because he didn't have to fucking leave. He didn't have to fucking leave. Nobody that asked him to leave had the authority to force him or make him leave. But you know, does he have the right to defend himself once somebody put their hands on him? Yes. Um, is he liable when you defend yourself with force that ain't proportionate to the threat? Absolutely. Like this is why he's being prosecuted in the court of law. Like this is lethal force to meet a non-lethal threat. Like that's what it is.
But
Like
Auntie, though, let me ask you this: do you think he meant to go for the heart?
no. That then that's another reason why I'm like, yo, this is like M1 just doesn't make sense. I think like we all know of stories where somebody had been stabbed in the chest, people got punctured lungs, whatever, and they survive. More often than not, they survive. But somebody from one stab wound, you know what I'm saying, to the chest, like this is just like where you just one and your adrenaline's pumping. You just hit the wrong spot, man. You literally hit the wrong spot.
Hey,
At
hey, Auntie,
like
Auntie, I appreciate the pull up, bro. I got a little honey about to pull up on me, man. But
yeah,
I
enjoy that,
appreciate you,
man.
man. But yeah,
Touch
man,
grass,
I
slap
appreciate it
ass.
though.
You
But
know,
you know
that's
what
what
I'm
I'm saying.
saying. I appreciate it though. Hey, man, you're a real nigga, man. I fuck with you, man. And even if we don't agree on everything, man, I still
Nah, it's
fuck
all
with you,
good.
bro.
I'll
You
just
already
open
know.
up the conversation. I mean, because this is something that's in the past, bro. Like it's messed
Yeah.
up. So all we can do is talk about it, bro.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I appreciate the conversation, man, because it's very revealing to the social stigma of what we go through, bro. And it literally reveals different aspects versus, you know what I'm saying? It does. It can literally be a same scenario as far as color, if we want to get into color, or if we want to get into the sexes, male, female, black, white, all that shit. And we can see the differences of what takes place when somebody gets prosecuted, you know what I'm saying, and punished. We can literally put this shit on the table and say, hey, hold on, what's going on here? You see what I'm saying? So I appreciate that, man. It is very, very intriguing, and I appreciate it. But I gotta
Yeah.
go. I gotta go
Nah,
smack
I'm,
some
I'm gonna
bunnies
probably
and
do
lick some city
a
bunnies.
part
But
two
yeah,
to this. I know
but
I got now I got work scheduled in the hell, I don't even have work scheduled until like the afternoon, so I'll probably catch
So
me a
yeah.
little nap and come back in the morning or whatever. I don't know, or catch somebody else's panel with it. People cussing me out and shit because I'm trying to see some shit from just an objective perspective and trying to understand what the fuck the jurors, you know what I'm saying, like what they take into consideration. That's a quick verdict. That's just a
Yeah.
quick verdict, bro. But I understand when they come back with that verdict. Bro, 35 is, I'm not gonna say it's lenient, but that was makes sense.
See, nigga, see. Makes sense is I don't know about makes sense.
No, I'm just saying once they come back with the verdict, then it's M1. Like what do we expect?
I I feel like I should expect people to look between the lines and not work off of certain words. Like we hear certain words, and I think we just like because come on, being a juror is difficult. You got to read a lot. There's a lot of stuff you got to read. Actually, I got the juror instructions right here, and
Mm.
even that they have court references or case references that you have to read. It was 3 case references. You know what I mean? So being a juror, it's a lot. So I think a lot of them, they're not. I mean, they might be there to be whatever, but they probably not reading all this stuff. They not really giving. They hear black young kid or just young kid, uh, jabbed another kid. M1. It makes sense to me. Might as well unanimous decision. That's that to me. That's how I feel like they look at it. So, but it is
I
what it
mean, I
is,
would
man.
have preferred once this case got national attention like it did. This boy should have had the best defense money could buy.
Yeah, it's using that, but I'm pretty sure they did. I honestly though, bro, I really think there's just a lot of stuff that's not being said that we don't know. Because again, why in the hell when you put him on the stand? Why would you allow 21 people, 24, 25 people to sit up here and say that he was the aggressor, that he was the what was the other question they asked? Was it okay to have the knife on the schoolyard? Why would you allow them to do this and not put him on the stand to
I
explain
mean, I, mean,
himself?
I, I would go a step further, Keon. Um, okay, so even when you're and I'm not even an attorney, but I think I can go this far. That's when you got to come with the my cousin Vinny shit, like, like you got 20/20 vision, or you
Yeah.
got like 15/30 or some shit, like for real. What was your proximity about? How far away were you? Like for real. How good was your view?
I mean, yeah, you could get that, but that's what I'm saying. If somebody used that in court to me as a
Like all of those
juror, I'd be like,
things.
I don't give a fuck. I mean, I wouldn't say I don't give a fuck, but I'm just saying, like,
A juror can't take that into consideration if the defense attorney shit doesn't ask them questions.
facts.
They just got to take what's presented to them. But I didn't hear like at some point I would have done everything I could, or I want an attorney that's going to do everything they can to discredit them damn witnesses. And I think the main thing you need to do right there is put your defendant on the stand. It sucks. It's a Hail Mary, but I think you have to do it right there if you're trying to establish the
Look,
threat.
there's no other. To me, there's nothing better that could have happened. They literally brought it for their last. I think it was either the last one or the second to last. They literally brought in somebody who was proven to not even have visual a visual aspect. He wasn't even looking at the situation at the time. Like, I
That's
don't
what I'm
know.
saying. I'm about to establish that. Like, just like I said on some My Cousin Vinny shit. Like, bro, you can't even see, and your ears are fucked up. So, what did you see? What do you hear? Do you even know what the fuck you saw or heard? Like, real shit. Like, you don't even know. Like, you got to discredit them one by one. Um, there's just a lot of things, and right there, I also think you gotta put your witness on the stand right there. If you're gonna try to fight that charge, I just don't see how you don't do it. There's just a lot of things that aren't done. I'm not gonna let the prosecution, you know what I'm saying, make their case right there. Um,
To be honest, I feel like the prosecution is the only one that made a good narrative. Made a
yeah,
narrative, not even a good
made a
narrative. Just
narrative at
made a
all.
narrative.
Yeah,
Period. You
made
know.
it. Not
So
if that's the only case that's presented, because the prosecution rested on like Friday or Saturday or whatever it was. You know, the
yeah,
defense did their thing. They wrote it. They made 1 day worth of cases, worth of case. 1 day, nothing else. So, but okay, so I wanted to talk about this right here because I know they was talking about this. Um, when they're like, look, you're innocent until proven guilty. You got to prove everything beyond a reasonable doubt and blah blah blah. Understandable. That's the law when it's a question of did you do it, did you not do it. But
yeah.
when it's obvious that you did it, like it's obvious, you admitted to it, but your case is self-defense, I think that kind of shifts the burden of proof to the defense.
Mm, I mean, well,
With
I
all
can
those
see where you're coming
eyewitnesses,
from, but
when you have all those eyewitnesses like that, I think the burden now
that's the
it shifts the
disadvantage
burden
that
of
he
proof.
has is that the simple fact that they had all and that's what I'm saying. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I can kind of see what you're saying. The burden of proof was put on the defense, but it was because of the disadvantage that was put on him. The fact that they are allowed to put 21 to like 25 different people to basically sit up here and say that he did it. That's that I just for me as a juror, I would have to choose M1 or whatever the case may be because of the overwhelming factor that
Yeah,
they put in front of me. You know what I mean?
I
So
agree. So you agree with me? That's why I said I'm like, look, when people tried to, oh, well, why are all the jurors white? I'm like, to be honest, I think you could have put 3, 4 black jurors in there, and I think the results are still the same.
nah, I doubt it. Nah, I doubt it. Because again, at the end of the day, all you need is one.
Yeah,
All
but
you
you
need is one.
still need one, and I don't think, for the most part, when they go in there with those specific instructions and when they deliberate, they're going to be discussing and having these conversations amongst each other. And trust me, even these spaces, this social media fuck shit, these are some basic thinking motherfuckers. They are. You're gonna have parents, like that's what I'm saying. You're gonna have parents. You're gonna have people that used to be kids and all of that shit. And like I remember last year, I had this conversation with my son when I told him the story, and he's like, "Yo, that kid's wilding. Like, nah, you can't do that. You can't do that. Like, even kids are like, nah, this is not nah." And no, it's not. It's not a fucking. Oh, well, he black. He should get off, man. Like, you'd be amazed how many people, actual citizens, are like, nah, this is like, nah, you can't bring a knife to a track meet and then put it in somebody's chest just because y'all got into an argument or even if it almost turned into a scuffle. Like, can't do that. You know, I'm just saying that this is what jurors are thinking. Yeah, it's fucked up. Motherfucker put his hands on you and shit like that. Understandable, but now the kid ain't never coming home
And
over some
that's
shit.
why, and that's what I
Over
was
some
trying to
shit that
tell.
kids get into all of the fucking time. How many times we done seen that shit? That shit happened in classrooms. Hey, you sitting in my favorite seat. You know, now you sitting in my second favorite seat. Type shit. Whatever. This shit happens. You know, move or you will be moved. Boom, the kids got to fight in the fucking courtyard. Now all of a sudden, now kid ain't coming home. Like, people are thinking about that shit when they go into a fucking jury room. And if you're looking for jurors to have sympathy or empathy, I don't give a fuck what the skin tone and race is. More often than not, people are gonna sympathize with the family that lost their kid.
Hmm?
And more often than not, race will be thrown out the window right there. I'm telling you.
But still, is that fair though? That seems more emotional than fair. That seems more.
But
That
that's why
seems
it's
more.
more
I
than
like Austin, and I hate the fact that he died or that he was unalive more than is this justified.
um. Most people are gonna have a tough time finding a justification for that boy not making it home that day.
Well, maybe the simple fact that he started the altercation. I mean, how I don't know, man. I just don't see how somebody cannot sit up here and say he started it. This would have never happened if he would have A, went to go get a teacher, or B, let it happen. Because again, it wasn't like this man. Because there was this whole narrative even before the case where supposedly he was over there, I don't know, blasting loud music or just being disruptive. Like there was this whole narrative where he was supposedly sitting there and like roasting somebody, and that's why he had to stand up and defend. Like it. And at the end of the day, all he was doing was he introduced somebody and was sitting there, I guess, on his phone from what I'm or some one of the witnesses said like.
Yeah. I
And,
mean,
and
I agree with you. I'm like nobody had the right. No, nobody there that actually told him to move had the authority to do so. He wasn't trespassing. I don't think he provoked anything. But also, what was he provoked to defend himself or whatever? Like had he just slapped Austin in the face, punched him in the mouth, broke his nose, whatever, this wouldn't even be an issue. He would have beat a damn assault charge. I believe. He'd have beat an assault charge. Would have beat a battery charge. A simple battery charge would have beat it. That shit would have got thrown the fuck out. But a deletion charge, the use of force is not proportionate to the threat. It keeps going back to that.
but now think about this. What if we was talking about Austin Metcalf instead of Carmelo?
It'd be the same damn thing. Now,
But no,
granted,
I'm saying though.
are you saying
Like,
what would have happened in a court?
no, if he would have swung instead of the jabbing, if he would have swung, and then now we're talking about Austin Metcalf instead of, because that's what I'm thinking. Because I mean, they're not wrong. I feel like it's an extreme take for you to sit up here and say that he probably would have been unalived if he wouldn't have jabbed him. But what if though? Like honestly, like what if now he's gone instead of Austin Metcalf? You know what I mean? Like just from the whole. That's why I feel like
And
the
then,
whole.
hey,
I feel
then it's
like,
Austin, then it's Austin Metcalf.
but
Um,
no, but see that's the bad thing.
standing
I feel
trial.
like because if we're thinking about in the factor of nobody is gone, right? Then I feel like that you should take the whole entire point of contingency is him approaching him approaching Carmelo, Austin Metcalf approaching Carmelo. If we're just talking about what would happen if nobody was gone, then I feel like that's the only place where you can be like, okay, there's a justification that both sides would have been probably. There's no way that neither side would have been gone. Period. You know what I mean?
I mean, you gotta like in order to use deadly force, you gotta be met with a like deadly threat or perceived deadly threat. Like that's kind of where we are, and
What?
I think
Okay,
that's
so define what is okay. So when what he's choking me out when I done failed 3
nah. I
steps
mean,
down,
for,
like
for the for the most part, you use that knife, and and there's a fatality right there when it's one on one. You're facing them.
was it one? But that's again okay. So that's another thing that I feel like the defense should have just because to me, if it really was 1-on-1, I don't think Carmelo would have pulled the knife out. I just don't. But the fact that he saw at least saw his brother, I'm not gonna say that his brother was a part of it, whatever the case may be. But supposedly he possibly at least saw that his brother was there. He saw that other people was trying to come in and talk shit. Like I'm just saying, man, if it wasn't however many people it was, I don't think he would have pulled a knife out if it was really 1-on-1.
That's why I would like as his defense, like or even as a juror, in order for you to be able to show me that he really did perceive a possible deadly threat, I got to hear his recollection. His
Facts.
recollection. I need to know what he's seeing from his words. That's the only chance you got.
Facts.
But based on
Well,
what I see and what I'm told, I don't see a lethal, deadly threat.
hey, tell me why I found his Twitter, right? And on his Twitter, he lists himself at 5'10", 175 pounds.
Who,
Carmelo.
Carmelo?
Yeah.
I mean, they said he was like 135. I'm like, 135 is pretty small because they said he was being recruited by D1 schools. I'm like, what the fuck
Yeah,
D1
ain't no
school gonna
way.
fucking recruit you at 135
Yeah, ain't no
and for
way.
any fucking position? Like you can't. It's like that's what a kicker. That's what I'm saying, bro. A field goal kicker at that, bro. You can't even punt.
Yeah, man. That's
You a
how
field goal kicker, motherfucker. That's it. You can't punt, and you
and
ain't
then
even kicking off. You kicking
according,
field goals.
and then according to the autopsy, Austin was like either 6', 6'1", but
Yeah, they said the
213
brother was
pounds.
213. The brother was 213. They said Austin was a little bigger. So
Oh, 220.
I
So
gave him
he's the
220.
220.
I gave him 220. But he could they said he was a little bit bigger. But either way, is the threat still deadly? Because then you got to even think about the environment right there. It's like, bro, you're at a school function. How bad is it really? Are you really like the odds of you being beaten to death?
Yeah, maybe beat up, but not beaten.
Somebody's likely going to break this shit up. You know, even there's a punch thrown, y'all start wrestling on the ground or whatever. This shit's likely gonna get broken
But I
up.
ain't gonna lie.
Like,
Why do I need to even be invited to that? Like, it's almost like you forcing me to like, nah, bro. Like, I don't. Why do I even need to be forced into that? Because you got a problem with me sitting somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, nah, fuck you, bro. I look. That's where I kind of get a little bit revolutionary because it's like, nigga, just don't bother me. Why are you
hey,
bothering me?
I agree. I agree.
Why
That's
in the
why.
fuck are you
Hey,
bothering
that's
me,
why.
bro?
Hey, that's why you could punch him in the fucking mouth. Um, yeah. I mean, it's as soon as you use the deadly weapon, and then there's a corpse. I mean, I'm just looking at the laws in Texas, the proportionality aspect of it. I keep bringing that up, and I don't know. People are trying to justify using lethal force to meet a non-lethal threat. So yeah,
I
you might have been at risk for an ass whooping. You know, you might have been at risk for an ass whooping, but was your life in danger?
and
Then that,
another another thing too, right? Because we can't. They say he's a 3.7 GPA, whatever. Okay, cool. I don't think he took this serious. I don't think Carmelo took this serious enough. Like this is your life on the line. But he's 19. Well, he's 19 now, but he was 17 at the time. So I get it, but I don't know, bro. Like this is your life. I wouldn't, bro. I'm not about to just sit there. I'm about to be crying. You know what I mean? Showing, you know
he
what I mean?
cried
Showing some
today.
emotion.
He
Yeah, he
cried
cried. He
today.
cried today. I know. I would have been crying when as soon as everybody else was crying, I'm crying too. Look, even if I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I'm not about to sit there. Motherfuckers saying it's stoic a lot. Like I heard a lot of reporters say stoic. You know, nah, fuck
Well, I
that,
mean,
bro.
he's in shock. He's young. He doesn't know what he's dealing with, man. He doesn't know what he. It's got to be pretty surreal for a young kid. You know, I mean, he doesn't know what he doesn't know anything permanent. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I don't think that shit probably didn't hit him. Remember, he sat in jail for a few days. What was it, about a week or something like that?
Yeah, he
And
got
then
bailed out.
once the bond was reduced, you got right out. Like like what you've never been in a situation that your parents couldn't get you out of in your life because you at the time you were 17, 19. You went right home. You know your parent. You ain't gotten in any trouble before your mom comes. You're still in don't call my mom phase of your life.
Yeah.
Please don't call my dad phase. You know, they're like that's the only thing in this world you're scared of is mom and dad. Like he's still at that age. You know?
Yeah.
So all that shit that these random people are saying, I don't think he understands. Like he can't fathom the consequences. You know how it is, bro. When you hit that point where you end up in some shit your people can't get you out of.
There
That's
you go. They would
that you're grown now.
facts.
You know, you're grown now. They can't get you out of it. You know, so and I think once he heard that G word, bro, it was like it's a surreal experience for him. That's why, I feel for him. And I pray that everybody, or somebody that's doing like content on this shit, I'm gonna try to follow up on. I'm gonna try to follow up on it. But people that are doing content on this, man, go check on this boy, man. Check on him.
Put some money on his comments here.
Yeah, check on him. Maybe even find. I mean, remember he never got to take the stand, so maybe I think it would be nice for somebody to get in touch with him and get his side of the story. Hint, hint for all these content creators.
Yeah, because shoot, unless they got a order not to, shoot, the jurors, the lawyer, they all can talk now. So
He fuck the jurors and the lawyers. Why not his? He ain't got nothing but time. So a year from now, or 6, 7, 8, 9 months from now, it'd be nice. I'm pretty sure he'd love to be able to talk to somebody because he ain't gonna have nothing but time. This is fucked up. This is fucked up, man. One life is gone, and I know people like fuck that white boy, whatever. Nah, man, like that's fucked up. 17, 18-year-old white boy gone. Like young boy gone, and then this boy, his life is pretty much over. Youth, childhood, 20s, 30s, 40s gone. It's a real unfortunate situation because you couldn't leave your knife at home, and then if you did have to bring it out, you couldn't just leave it in your bag for a minute. Or just, hey, even if you had to pull it out, you just pull the motherfucker out. Don't actually put it in his goddamn chest.
yeah.
Rarely is somebody gonna come at you when they see that shine. So good. I mean, and granted, I mean it is kind of crazy, but I mean there's a lot of just different aspects. But just like Queen said, like it's a fucked up situation. But at the end of the day, that's why I said like that's a very uncomfortable conversation to have with your kid. I can only imagine. That's why I was like, damn, I wish a plea deal was on the table or something for a lesser charge, because then it's a little easier to explain, because you can have that conversation with your kid, like this is likely going to at minimum cost you your 20s. At minimum, it's going to cost you your 20s. But we do have options. It can cost you your 20s, your 30s, and your 40s, or it can just cost you your 20s.
Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna get out on good behavior, because again, this is his first time, bro. That's why this is just so nuts. Like your first time really fucking up like in life, and it's the worst shit you could you could probably possibly do as a human being. You know what I mean? Like, or the worst possible experience you could have as a human being. You know what I mean? So, man, boy, I don't know, man. It would change me for sure. It would. But I don't know. Who knows? I just hope he don't get in there, and because he's still 19, so he get in there and then he start adapting. You know what I mean?
I mean,
So
it's highly likely, bro. He's gonna do some time. He's gonna do some time. They say when he's eligible for parole.
no, they well technically oh man, I looked this up earlier. Hold on, let me because I think in Texas it's like I think they do it every 8 years or something like that. Hold on, let me text this. It depends on the nature. It's between 1/4 to 1/2 of their sentence usually for parole consideration, but I'm guessing it's depending on the sentencing, because I have heard sometimes the sentencing is like they'll say like with no eligibility of parole or parole up after half of the sentencing. But they say usually on average it's
They
between
saying
1/4 and 1/2.
they saying he will be eligible for parole.
So half is what,
After
like 17,
half,
18?
yeah.
17, 18.
17. Well, 17, yeah, 17 years for the most part.
Man, hell no, boy. I don't know. It wasn't worth it. I look, if I was
Okay.
him, I would definitely be in there being like, man, fuck the rain, fuck a tent, fuck a knife. Yeah. Fuck white people. I would probably be saying that too. Fuck white people. Fuck
I mean,
offsets.
at
Fuck
that point, I mean,
Metcalfs.
look, if you know you'll be eligible at 35, what about, about 17 years, probably about 30,
35,
35,
36.
36. I mean, make the most of your life, man. Just make the most.
In prison.
Get a degree, read some books, become as well cultured as you possibly can. I mean, we in a day and age of social media, so I'm pretty sure, believe it or not, whether motherfuckers want to admit it or not, man, these chicks hitting his DMs up like crazy.
I mean, yeah,
All
he
right?
definitely can find a pin, what they call it? Pin party?
This will be a love after lockup case, without a doubt.
Yeah, but still, prison ain't nothing better than home, boy. So,
hey, but that's over. That's off the table, bro. So, this is the situation. Like, you got nothing but time. Stay in touch with your family.
at least he got a year though before he had to, I guess.
Nah, he was on bond.
Yeah. So at least he got a year.
That's not considered time already served. He was on bond.
No, I'm saying at least he got a year to stay at home, instead of sitting in prison or
and they tried to charge him a fucking mill.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
Fuck
So
that.
I don't know, how much of it he had to put up of the 250, because I know people were like, oh well, it's only 10%. I'm like, that's for like basic fucking bond, bro.
Yeah, it's usually
quarter of fucking million, a little different, dog. A little different.
Well, yeah, because that's what I hear is usually 10%, so it's like 2,500.
Yeah, but once you pass that, you know what I'm saying, that quarter, you know what I'm saying, that 200,000 range and shit like that, like I don't know if 25,000 just got him out without some kind of collateral and shit. But I mean, he actually went to court, so I'm sure his people got that shit back, whatever it was. Well, they gotta pay, they gotta pay what they gotta pay to the bondsman if they chose, but at the same time they did, if they got, let's say they put up a house, or they had a house or some shit like that, they can put that shit up as collateral. Depending, I mean, I don't know what the situation was. There's different shit that they can do to possibly get that money back, because that's still 25,000 down a fucking drain, and you're gonna need that shit on legal fees, and it's probably a little bit more than that because we're in the $250,000 range. That's why, like, even like, let's say the bond was $1 million, people think, oh, it's just 10% to a bondsman. Most bondsmen don't have that.
Yeah.
They don't have a fucking million. You're gonna have to find a specific bondsman to post a fucking mill for you, and then you're gonna have to have some assets to cover that shit.
Yeah, bro. But I don't know, bro.
So it's deep.
But
a $250,000 ain't as bad. So it might have been, like 25, 30 to get out of there, maybe a little bit more. I don't know. It's deep. But yeah, man, I'm about to get out of here in this one, get me a little nap. I might come back in the morning.
Yeah. I'll probably be here if you do. But
all right
then, brother.
Nah, it'll be same thumbnail, whatever. I'm lazy with that shit these days. Appreciate you, Keon. Appreciate the combo, dog. Yeah. But nah, man, appreciate everybody coming through, man. Definitely a pleasure. As always, go Knicks, man. This is just a sad situation, for everybody involved, all of the families involved. I agree with what Butterfly Voice was saying in the chat earlier. There are no winners here at all. But appreciate you, A-Dub. What up, Deacon Dave? Shout out to everybody that supported the show. Shout out to Doe Eyes, you know what I'm saying, Truth. Appreciate Miss Queen Sunkiss, Star Platinum, Keon for coming up as well. Who did I miss? Miss Butterfly Voice, that came up also. You know what I'm saying? Anybody I forgot? What up, Alpha Omega, man? Good to see you, bro. Nah, man, pleasure talking to everybody. I'm about to get up out of here, man, get some sleep. Y'all make sure. Oh, shout out to TMKC. I see you in the chat too. I'm about to get up out of here though. Y'all have a good night. And Black Pearl, I saw you as well. Go Knicks. Go Knicks. Later on tonight, I'm saying, they got game 4. I'm pretty sure they will protect the Garden. But on that note, like I said, my condolences to the family of Austin Metcalf, and my empathy. And my empathy goes out to the family of Carmelo Anthony, because this is a tragic situation for every single party involved. So, the justice system that we have, as imperfect as it is the system that we have. Again, I put all of this on the lawyers. I put a large percentage of it on the lawyers, because I don't expect, a middle class family to have the legal expertise to be able to handle or have that knowledge themselves. I think they might have, fell victim to a lot of the ambulance chasing activism and, people just trying to get a piece of a high profile case. But on that note, man, y'all have a good night, man. I'm out of here. Peace.